Okay, so let me just do a quick little bit of what I like to call dungeon keeping. Just a couple of things that came up in the last episode. Firstly, carrying capacity should work now. I just switched back to Imperial units for weight. So I'll still be using the metric system for movement. But yeah, it should... I didn't want to have to go through, and it looks like it doesn't recalculate the weights for all of the items and everything, so there's kind of no point to using it. Ivanna, in the last session I completely wasted the opportunity to make your character very sick with midnight tears. Oh, your camera has like, you've got either you've fallen off your chair or you've shrunk.
You see the top of your head.
Is that better? Sorry, I can't see myself.
Yeah, no, that's better.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I completely forgot about it. And you guys, I was watching back on the session, and like multiple people were talking about it. You like reminded me of it like 3 times, and I was like in my head, I was like, I've got to like do something funny with that. And then I just somehow completely forgot.
I did think right after the session, I'm like, oh, if we slept the night in the jail, then we would have. That shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I think if we can just retcon it, maybe you explain to everyone as you're all like leaving the prison that you maybe like at the stroke of midnight you were woken up with a pounding heart, and I'm thinking that you like peed yourself.
What else is new?
You had some enuresis. I looked into this, I was like, I know what she has to do at 12 o'clock. You feel like if you had any more of those midnight tears, that you might have pissed yourself to death.
Oh, damn, because she usually collects it, so.
She could have collected it from the floor in the morning, like.
She wasn't able to. It's her holy water.
God.
But yeah, otherwise you're fine. The other thing is I wanted to give inspiration to Notch for pulling off a really good shady rogue type and thinking to engage with the dodgy characters at the funeral with Thieves' Cant. I thought that was really good. But there were a couple of rules questions that came up. The first thing was the message spell. I had a look into this, and it does actually seem like they removed the verbal component.
Is that in, we're playing 2024 rules, aren't we?
Yeah, in the 2024 rules, it looks like they've... I think it's like kind of part of this these most recent efforts to sort of like codify some of like sort of common player behavior into the rules. And I think like message often is, people will often try to use message in roleplay, same as guidance. But I've had to think about it, and I think I mostly want to stick to the way I was approaching it before. And I just wanted to clarify, just so we're on the same page. As I mentioned, mostly in my world, magic usually can't be cast subtly unless you have like a feature or something. So like verbal components I usually conceive as like loud, reverberating, arcane words, and somatic components are kind of like fairly complex gesticulations, and there might be like light effects like magic crackling in the air and this sort of thing. And I think also like in general people are aware of the existence of magic and maybe are a little bit paranoid about it, a little bit like wary of strangers. So although like message and guidance as well obviously are cantrips, and cantrips you're meant to be able to do sort of quick and easy, I still think, I think the way that we ended up handling it was okay. Like you had like possibility of sort of moving back and trying to do it, but you still have to kind of point and like whisper. And
no, I'm happy with that. Can I just, so because he's only got the 3 spells, and I picked them all to be sort of thematic with him being a spy, so there's no offensive stuff, it's just message, minor illusion, and disguise self. Because it's stuff that he's using in his job, he'd know that. So just for future reference, what kind of distance would he need to be away from someone to not be detected?
I mean, it's just that to me he's casting a spell. So to me, like I said, he's generally.
So could he do it from hiding?
Yeah, like message. I think like traditionally it is kind of used to sort of like speak to people like from distances and through walls and things. That's kind of how I think about it.
Yeah, it does 120 feet.
Yeah,
and I think it's blocked by like a foot of stone or something like that.
But yeah, I mean, just in general, if you just imagine that you're standing there in like a roleplay situation, if your character were to suddenly like point at somebody and kind of whisper under their voice, and there's this kind of like, maybe a bit of energy in the air or something like that, that's going to draw attention. So if you just kind of think about it that way, then it's sort of like help you kind of see where I'm sort of coming from with it anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're not sure like whether you could get away with it, just ask.
Too easy.
The other thing that came up with the weapon masteries, I had a look at Nick. Nick doesn't actually mean that you can take a third attack action as a bonus action, because it actually just says that when you make the second attack with the light weapon property, you can do it without using your bonus action.
Did I do a third? I don't think I did a third, did I?
I don't know if you did or if you were going to.
No,
maybe you didn't. Maybe I just thought you were going to.
It just lets you do it as part of the same action, which I don't think has any real benefit until.
Well, it just lets, if you're like a rogue or something, it lets you save your bonus action.
Yeah, you can do like cunning action or something like that,
which you
like
don't get till level 2, so it doesn't really have any benefit for me at the moment. But
okay, sweet. Oh, maybe I misunderstood. I thought at one point you were like either Okay, sweet.
I think I was trying to figure out how the short swords
Vex
one works. Vex, yeah.
Yeah, so Vex, you were right. When I was watching back, I realized that Vex actually does, as you said, last until the next turn. So it does give you sneak on your next turn. It'll give you advantage.
Yeah, but I don't get to choose to hold that. Like if I short sword first and it hits and I get Vex, and then I use the dagger using Nick, the dagger would proc that sneak attack, right? I couldn't wait till the next turn to use the sneak attack. It's on the next attack.
Oh yeah, because the advantage is on the next attack, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, actually, I'm not sure. You'd have to.
But if I already had.
Depends on the wording of it.
If I already had advantage or sneak attack for whatever reason and hit with the short sword first.
Yeah, then you give yourself advantage again.
For the dagger, but I wouldn't get the sneak attack. I just get the advantage.
If you've already used the sneak attack, yeah, because you can only do sneak attack once. Yeah. Yes, cool. Okay. What can you all remember from the last session?
So I remember we were escorting Andelka Andromar, is that correct pronunciation?
Yeah, Androma, Andelka Androma.
To Goodmead for the funeral of her son Mikhail. We got to...
Goodmead.
Duggar's Rest or Dugar's Rest or something like that.
Duggan's Hole, was it?
Duggan's Hole.
Duggan's Hole, yeah.
Duggan's Hole. We got to Duggan's Hole on the way while we were there. Guy came running out of the woods, got shot. We found on him a poison, Midnight Tears.
Yep.
The locals were concerned about zombies. We then arrived at Goodmead, where we met with Brakior, the grandson, who subsequently hired us for unspecified protection. And he knew Jorgen, the guy that had been killed. Jorgen, whatever his name was. I spoke with a local member of the Underground who implied that Midnight Tears is something that if I wanted to acquire, Brakior would be the man to talk to. The wake was interrupted by Hakdor, brother of Brakior. And in my notes it says, after a heroic fight by the party, we were captured and taken to Hakdor's manor.
Very heroic.
Where we were given the titular counter-offer. Brakior and Andelka are missing, and Hector wants us to locate his brother, bring him back to face justice. He believes Brakior is responsible for their father's death and for an assassination attempt against him. He thinks he might be located in, I didn't get the name of this one, was it Bryn Shander?
Bryn Shander.
Is that where we're going? Bryn Shander?
Bryn Shander.
And Hector, so the assassin's body apparently disappeared, which is a little bit sus. And Hector apparently has a lot of diamonds, which was something I took note of.
Of course. Yeah, that seems like pretty much everything.
Good.
Anyone else have anything to add?
I think it was Brakior seemed more earnest. The second brother that we spoke to.
Hector.
Sorry, Hector seemed more earnest. He seemed more honest in what he was saying, whereas Brakior was quite cagey. So that was worth kind of thinking about as well.
I don't trust either of these two as far as I can throw a stick at them, you know?
Yes, but only one of them has a shitload of guards, including a Goliath, so...
True.
We don't know about that yet because we haven't been to Brakior's estate. He was on his
that's
own.
true. He
So
was away,
So we're heading over. Plus, Hector offered us... sorry, I can't recall if you mentioned 40 gold each.
Yep.
For the return of Brakior. To bring him to justice as well, which seems pretty fair and reasonable, as in a man of his word, not just his head. So yeah, something to think about.
Cool.
All right. So it takes you a little over 3 hours to reach Bryn Shander. You're on the, you got a couple of dog sleds that were given to you by Hector. You reach this rocky hill, and you follow a path that leads up this rocky hill to the town's eastern gate. The town is surrounded by wooden walls, approximately 30 feet high. And it's around midday as you approach, and the guards nod as you enter. And you enter a congested and overpopulated town. It's smoky and surprisingly sweaty. And the walls around the town seem to sort of keep the air thick and the streets narrow, and there's like water dripping from the snow-covered rooftops. And people are sort of pushing past in heavy furs. And the weather is clear. It's a clear day, the sun is shining down from above, and the streets are just full of the sounds of loud coughing and dogs barking, the ringing clangs of a blacksmith, and the clatter of mules and other pack animals walking on the cobblestones. And you've been given this map by Hector, and he has marked a couple of locations on the map. So I've got a handout somewhere. These are the locations that are marked on Hector's map. And so you can go to any of these. Where do you go?
Well, are we heading straight to Brakior's, or are we checking out one of these inns or something? I wouldn't mind checking out an inn.
Why would you like to check out inn, Glarosh?
I tip out a flagon that's empty.
We could find some more useful information at an inn.
Yes, we get intel from the barkeep or
Did any of Hector's men come with us, or are the dogs and sleds ours to manage?
They're yours to manage.
Okay, so we probably need to find somewhere for them.
Can you? Is there dog stables? Are the stables dog friendly?
Yeah, it doesn't say that on the map. You have to go there.
Yeah. Well, we could try the public stables, see if they could look after our dogs temporarily.
Well, we'll need a place for ourselves as well. So let's try an inn, and we can ask at the inn where we can kennel the dogs.
Okay.
Have we got choices?
All right, you can head over to the Northlook, which is this inn located near the northern gate, and it's just this large 2-story brick building with warmth emanating from the windows, these kind of fogged up windows. You can open this big heavy wooden door and walk in there, and this inn is crowded with all sorts of different looking individuals, mostly human. It's very warm in here. There's a crackling fire, and there's a big oaken bar at the end with a human man in an apron, sort of pouring out some beers from some barrels and things like that.
Glarosh gets a sniff of the air. I love busy places like this. You know, I should I'll get some intelligence from the barkeeper while you two inquire about a room.
Yeah, Teddy might join Glarosh at going to the barkeep. And Teddy, I just want to ask if it's always so busy in this town. It seems like there's a lot of commotion going on.
All right, so let me just pause here and just say that because these are based on one-shots, if we play them in this way, in a sort of a campaign way, this could end up taking like a very long time. We're only halfway through the first one-shot. How limited are people in the amount of time that they have to spend on this particular mini campaign?
I got heaps of time.
Oh, me too.
I'm all in.
Yeah, I'm on uni holidays, so how's that?
I work and don't have much going on after work.
All right, well, I didn't necessarily intend to be playing for like months and months, so maybe I'll try to find some sort of middle ground. But it's good to know we can like we can take our time if we want to. Okay, so you what were you trying to find out? Sorry, Teddy.
Oh, I want to know because Teddy's noticed that there's a lot of commotion in this town, perhaps relative to the other places we've been. So I just want to know if there's a particular event happening, or if there's a reason that it's got a lot of commotion, or is it just a naturally busier town?
Yeah, you can find out that it's just sort of the largest town in this area. Yeah. A bit of a trading port. No particular reason. There's nothing.
Sure.
Nothing happening specifically.
Yep.
And if you ask about where you can store the dogs, they do direct you to the public stables.
Angelo, I've got my flagon of ale, so I'm good. Let's stable these dogs.
Ivanna walks like really uncomfortably up to the bar and requests a room with a like something to bathe.
Do you do laundry?
Yes.
Yeah, you had quite a nasty night last night from those midnight tears.
Yes, I stink.
I spilled some holy water.
Also, it's causing a rash. Nappy rash.
The human at the bar introduces himself as Scram Sacks. He tells you that you can rent a room for 5 silver pieces per night. 5 silver pieces. And it'll cost you another 2 silver pieces to have some bathwater brought up for you.
Maybe we could always sack Brakior's place. Just clean the place dry and we can stay there.
How much silver did we find on Jorgen again? Was it about 20?
I'm not sure.
Did anyone write that down? From memory, it was 20 silver pieces and a dagger.
That was 6.
17 silver pieces.
17. Okay. Is that room is that enough for everyone, or is that?
Somebody should probably put the silver in their character sheet.
Sounds like Angelo's got it.
Somebody wants to do that.
And I have the dagger. Does anyone want the dagger?
All yours.
All yours.
Sweet. Was that cost for everyone, or is that per room? And how many rooms would we need?
I think probably the room would be like probably a bit of a communal room, so you probably fit everyone in the one room.
Does it have a fireplace?
No fireplace in the room.
Oh, Ned's gonna be cold.
Glarosh is like, are we sure we have to spend the money on a room? Can't we, like I said, just sack Brakior's place and clean the place out and we can stay there? I mean, we're looking for him after all.
Well, I mean, we can wait for now. We can always get a room later if we need it. We need to... Oh, that's true. So what is it, 7 silver? Let's just pay the 7 silver and then we've got a base of operations.
Yeah, that's fine, I guess.
And then, do we all need to go to the stables, do you think? Should we split the party?
I guess we could go to, first past the stables and then head over to Brakior's manor.
Alright, we'll do it on the way.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright. So do you do that now? Or do you allow Ivanna to have a bath?
Well, that's true. Have a glass. Maybe.
We can gather some intel.
Well, maybe if Glarosh and Teddy want to stay here at the bar, since they've got themselves a beer, and see if they could get any info here, and Vakos and I will head to the stables.
I'm fine here.
Yeah, I'm happy here.
I am going to, I'll do it with the stable master, but I'll also maybe have some just subtle little thing, the way I carry an item or do something that is kind of another symbol to any local underground, see if I can make contact again.
In the Northlook?
I'll probably just do it as we start walking to the stables.
Okay, just trying to draw attention from somebody on the street?
Yeah, just using thieves' cant, so someone that knows it. Just a sign that says I'm looking to make contact.
Okay.
Before we leave the inn, if that's possible, Vakos will he has a feature called Criminal Contact. And he will like to leave the barman a note disguising, asking if there's any unusual trade happening at the moment. So that means I'll post what it does. It says you know how to get a message to and from your contact, even over great distances. You can find out criminal networks, liaise with people. You know the local messenger, corrupt caravan master, and seedy sailors.
So who's the contact? Who would you say your contact is?
I would say, being an inn, I'm sure there would be. It might even be the barman, who has a lot of intel. The owner.
The barman?
It's the contact. You have criminal contacts in these major cities, major towns.
Okay. You have a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as your liaison to a network of other criminals. It sounds like you would know, it's like you know somebody, but it says you know how to get a message to and from your contact, even over great distances. You know the local messengers, corrupt caravan masters, and seedy sailors who can deliver messages for you. It's kind of it's a little bit difficult to make it work because you're not like from this area.
Has he travelled as a bard though?
Yeah. What was his deal? From the Sapphire Court. You've travelled the realms.
I'll leave it with me. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you on that.
To me, it reads a little bit like Vakos would know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy in this town, right? So, like, whether that's the barman or not, there might be someone in this town that Vakos might have some kind of idea that is in some kind of underworld. That's how I read it, at least.
Yeah, I mean, maybe... What's the Sapphire Court?
That's a good question. That might be some flavour. No, that was just some flavour.
Maybe maybe you're part of some kind of like organization of bards, of like traveling bards. And it's kind of a network, and you keep each other informed, you share music and poems and songs between you, and so maybe you can sort of reach out and try to, maybe you can ask this Scramsax if there are any bards who come here.
Yeah, or the local bard that plays here, if you can pass it on to that message on to you.
And you just want to know if there's any illicit trade happening.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So you do that, and Notch, you're trying to sort of draw attention from anyone who might be able to communicate with you from the underworld, and you leave the others in the bar, and you head over to the public stables. This is just like this large wooden barn, basically, with a bunch of like cages in it. There are indeed locations for mules and sled dogs, and also axe beaks. The animal handlers there are happy to hold the dogs for you. They charge you probably also about like 2 silver pieces per day to hold the dogs and the sleds.
We give them the 2. You got that? If you've got that cash from before, Vakos. And maybe maybe it's in the way I greet him. Like there's a particular phrase I use when I greet him just to see if this guy responds in any kind of cant, like if he's a contact at all.
He doesn't seem to pick anything up.
Okay.
Just a humble animal handler.
I might ask if he can keep the dogs prepped and ready to go in case we require them quite quickly.
Okay, he says he can do that. And you can head back to the Northlook, and maybe it's been like an hour or so. Let me just see if anyone is going to pick up on this thieves' cant. Someone is going to pick up on this thieves' cant.
Alright, I keep it really public then and make it clear that we're heading back to the inn.
I think on the way back, a small boy, like, sort of follows you. You notice that this boy is, like, following you through the streets and kind of, like, hiding behind things, not particularly well, and sort of watching you as you head back to the Northlook.
Alright, well, if in that case, before we get to the inn, I'll just see if I can find somewhere that's just a little bit out of the way, just off a little side street or something, and just tuck in and lean against the wall. And just wait.
He'll, what does Vakos do?
Vakos might stand to the side of the way, but also keep an eye on the street as well.
Yeah, I'll let Vakos know. I'll say I'm just seeing if I can get some info. So he's kind of standing there as well. So it looks like we're together.
After a little while, this boy will kind of pretend to like kick an old ball into like a leather ball, it's like half flat into this alleyway, and sort of he just kind of drops it and like kicks it in there like whoops, and then kind of goes into this alleyway after you, and then says like, "Hello, sir. Can I help you with anything?"
I give a greeting or flash a little sign that's just a way to confirm that he's in the know. See if he responds.
He'll give you a response in a similar sign. He does it kind of awkwardly, like not very
practiced.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm new to town, boy. Just seeking information, some local contacts. It's 2 silver in it for you if you can put me in touch with someone who can give me the information I need.
What do you want to know? Sort of picking his nose while he's talking to you.
I need information on the Andromar family. Both the brothers, if I can, Hector and Brakior.
Well, I can tell you a bit. What do you want to know about him? We know about Brakior and Androma around here.
What are the rumors? What have you heard? This business with their father dying? Assassins in the night?
I don't know, just that he's very powerful and rich. I'd like to one day get a job working for him if I can.
What kind of work does he have for the likes of you?
Oh, maybe I could start in the warehouse, help him with packaging and things like that. And, maybe eventually I could move up the ranks, be some sort of enforcer or something like that, Maybe once I put on a bit of muscle.
What do you know of Hector?
His brother? He doesn't really come around here that much. I think he stays mostly in East Haven. That's what I've heard. He has a rich brother in East Haven. But I think he mostly runs that AMMC, doesn't he, with his dad, Mikhail? Although I hear he just passed away.
What did you hear about that?
Oh, nothing.
Okay, this kid doesn't have what we need. I'll flick him his silver, and then I'll say, and the second one, if you can tell me, have you heard any rumors of zombies or the Walking Dead?
Oh yeah, I have heard rumors about that. Apparently there has been sightings in the hills and in the forests. I don't know. I don't really pay it too much heed. I've got bigger problems.
What are your problems?
Finding some hot food and a place to stay for a start. He's you notice how he's very dirty. He's got a dirty face. He's very scruffy. He's kind of dressed in rags and stuff.
Am I getting any kind of sense that he's going to have anything for me, or does he just seem like he just knows a bit of thieves' cant from living on the streets?
I mean, maybe he kind of says like, what is it that you're trying to find out from him?
I'm just trying to get a feel from like the locals, like what kind of rumors would exist in the undergrounds about the two brothers. Like what's the general vibe amongst the local thieves?
Is Brakior well respected within the community, or is he despised among?
He likes Brakior. He knows about Mikhail's diamonds. Maybe he says that, like, it does seem suspicious that Mikhail died at such a young age. I feel like maybe he was murdered by someone who wants them diamonds. He says... Trying to see if there's anything else.
Might ask.
He doesn't seem to have much else for you, really. Just, that apparently the twins hate each other. Maybe he says like, I hear that Hakdar's a piece of work though. My money's on him if it was anyone.
So I give him his second silver, and I say there'll be another one if he can put me in touch with someone that may know more. And then maybe I teach him something with the thieves' can. Like I say, you did this little symbol slightly wrong. It should be like this, and I teach him and send him on his way.
Okay. Well, before he goes, what did you want to ask him, Vakos?
Oh, just with. I was gonna ask him, with a skill set like yours, would it be another way, not so obvious, to get into the warehouse? If required, of course.
The warehouse. The warehouse? I mean, you can probably just walk in there. It's just a business.
If you want to go in undetected, is there any entrances that someone of your nature might use?
It's a pretty big, well, I mean, I wouldn't go messing with the Andromas, but, yeah, I mean, you know, you can have a look. There'd be some back windows, I imagine. There's a couple of doors. It's a big place. I don't think it's, like, heavily locked down or anything, although there are plenty of guards.
What do you know about Brakior's house? Is it in town? Is it out of town? Is it...
Oh, yeah, it's in town, just up the way. Oh, it's a big house. I'd love to live there.
Is it guarded?
I haven't actually seen that many guards around there, no. I'm not sure. I don't spend that much time hanging about there, to be honest.
How'd you like to make another 2 silver?
Oh, of course. What would you like? What would you like me to do?
I want you to go post up somewhere close to Brakior's house and just watch. Nothing else. Just watch and remember everyone that comes in and out, what goes on. If you notice anything unusual, we'll come find you later.
All right, I sure can do that. No worries.
Done.
Okay. Thanks, boss. I'll see you there.
What's your name, kid?
My name's Tane.
Tane. My man.
He'll go scurrying off.
Man, Thieves' Can's a cool ability.
It should be called Thieves' Can.
All right. What's everyone else doing at the Northlook?
I think Glarosh is gonna very bluntly just ask, like, the tavern keeper, like, so what do you know about this Brakior guy? And I assume he would probably get a very similar spiel.
Yeah, I think he mostly tells you similar things. Yeah,
and then...
Pretty somber fellow.
Then he gets a flag, he's like, well, had you got anything to do here, or...?
Oh, I was interested more in the local trade that's going on. Is there any, I know it's a big kind of combination of different trades, but is there any kind of important or big trades happening recently or about to happen that you're aware of?
Big trades? No, not exactly. There's always plenty of commerce happening in Bryn Shander.
Well, is there much of the way of geotechnical consultancy, or is this not a big consultancy?
I buy that cap and start walking off with him.
Yeah.
As you're being dragged away, you hear Scramsax say, "Geotechnical consultancy? Oh, that's a keen interest of mine." He kind of like fades in the background as you're like dragged away.
You can talk with him later.
Yeah, I think we'll just wait up for the gang to get back together.
All right.
Yeah, we're back in the tavern now.
Did you find out anything useful at the? Were you looking for anything useful, or were you just dropping off the dogs? What was going on there?
Just dropping off the dogs, Teddy. Made a friend, a little local kid.
See, I'm not very good at that. They always don't want to hear about what I have to say.
Funny that.
Well, we got the sense that Brakior's kind of just...
Have you tried paying them to listen?
I think I might have to.
And Vakos, I'm sorry, but what were you trying to find out again with the criminal contact? I forgot what the question was.
Yes, no, if there was illicit trade happening.
Also, illicit trade happening. Yeah, I think maybe when you return, there is a tabaxi, large brown-furred cat person sitting there with like a lute, kind of strumming by the fire, and he kind of sees you come in and like waves you over.
He's strumming in bard cant.
I'll
Recognize that chord.
I'll head over as well and actually pull out my lute and tune it to actually to play some chords with him as well. Oh, them, yeah. Look. Was it a male or female? Sorry, I can't remember. You just said
I don't know if I said. It is a male.
Male. So I'll sit next. Go over, sit next to him, take out the lute, prep it like we're about to have a little jam.
Give me a performance check.
I'm still warming up.
Warming up your fingers in this cold weather.
Yeah. Performance.
All right. After you play for a while, there is a round of applause from various people nearby, and he kind of puts his lute down and says, "Oh, that was lovely, lovely. Nice to meet you. My name is Raymond, and who might you be?"
Raymond, it's lovely to meet you. My name is Vakos, also known as El Mariachi across the land.
Ah, I believe I've heard of you. Through the Sapphire Court.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Whatever that is.
Well, none of us can admit that we know what it is.
That's correct. Take me back.
I'm surprised somebody's actually heard of you.
Oh, what a rude fellow.
He's completely eyes glazed over and just goes back to
Raymond kind of licks his arm, kind of straightens his ears and stuff. Says, so I got your message.
Ah, thank you.
You're looking for some information about illicit trade.
Correct, especially heading to and from the AMMC.
The Androma family is involved in
Warehouse.
all kinds of nefarious activities. What did you want to know specifically? They are often they ship all kinds of things. Scrimshaw, weapons, personal items.
I would say
Mead, of course.
More so items that they don't like to keep on the books. Possibly nightshade?
I couldn't tell you exactly, but my understanding is there are many items such as that.
Is there anything that's spiking some unusual interest? Because we all know that these parties indulge in their certain items, but others cause more of a stir.
Nothing comes to mind. What sort of item are you interested in?
Just there's been a bit of unusual behavior around, and maybe something to do with the rising of the dead in the form of zombies, some black magic, some black arts.
Oh, well, I have heard stories of the Walking Dead in these parts. I am actually working on a song about it, but it's not ready though. But I do spend some time here in this inn, and I can tell you that there is an AMMC employee, goes by the name of Petra Lorca. She sometimes drinks here, and she's been heard complaining about her situation working at the AMMC Warehouse. She, when she gets quite drunk, she does talk a little bit about some of the, well, she alludes to illegal activities that she has to engage in, and she feels she's not compensated enough for doing that type of work. Perhaps if you wish to know more, you could speak to her.
That sounds... thank you for that information. That's very interesting. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Would you be performing here for the rest of the evening, or are you heading off shortly?
I think I may just stay.
I might join you again later on for one of the classics I've learnt along the way from the great Jean Lamore. That's the Ballad of Freddy.
Ah, yes. The rat folk, Jean Lamore.
Yes,
I know of
correct.
him. Well, that would be lovely. He bows to you from the sitting position and returns to, licking his fur.
Nice. So I'll go back to the party if they're out at the bar drinking. Maybe bring him to the side and just mention that there's a disgruntled employee that might pay a visit after her shift this evening, named Petra.
Petra.
I wonder what kind of shift she's working. If she will finish soon, or is it an overnighter? Who knows?
Was she at the warehouse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there's an easy way to go find out.
All right. So can we say we're now at a table, just the party together, somewhere where we can have at least a largely private conversation?
Yeah, maybe one final sort of drunken soul gets up from this table and stumbles away, and there's enough seats for the lot of you to kind of sit around this table.
Is there a booth? I love a good booth.
Yeah, the table can be off to the side, a bit of a booth.
Nice.
Is Ivanna coming down, or is she just sitting in the bathtub?
Ivanna's come down to the table. She's like, I blessed that bath water for you guys. Maybe.
I prefer a nice cold plunge.
All right, so I think we're in our little booth table. We've got our map with the locations given to us by Hackdoor. And Varrik kind of says, what does everyone think? What's the next play? I've got someone keeping an eye on Brakior's house for us. We can check in later to see if there's any...
I say we go to his house and kick the door.
Well, I think that there's a lot of conversation about the warehouse, no? But the only thing I'm uncertain about is if we were to go to the warehouse, what's our objective?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So, also, what time is it, Adrian, roughly?
Now it's probably just sometime, maybe it's around 1 in the afternoon.
Okay. So we still got some daylight.
Maybe we could go to the warehouse, and Teddy, you might have to inquire about transportation of some of the some of your rocks, some of your.
Yes, well, I'm sure that there would be a landslide somewhere nearby that would have to get removed. So I could come up with something there.
There was one, right? There was an avalanche on the way.
There's an avalanche, yeah. So what we could say that we need sleds to remove the debris, something like that.
There is also a headquarters. So what the question is, what's the angle? So if we go to the warehouse, other than trying to meet with Petra, what are we doing?
I imagine Brakior, if I know anything about these thug types, he's gonna be holed up in a defensible position with a couple of his thugs with weapons trained on whoever may come near.
Well, Brakior left us in the tavern. He doesn't know that.
Well, presumably he knows his brothers are. So.
But he doesn't know that we've possibly sided with his brother at the moment.
I think his goons are bad enough.
It's going to be incredibly. He will be incredibly suspect of us as soon as he sees us in this town.
Yes.
Altogether.
I think he'd be terrified of the goons enough. I don't think he necessarily cares about us. He just needed a couple more thugs on his side, I suppose.
What if? Here's a plan, Teddy. You're going to love it. What if we create some noise around town? We get Teddy to make it clear that he is here on some kind of geologic survey mission, and we are now escorting him. Just to give some kind of a backstory to why we're here, in case we are seen and reported back to Brakior.
What if there's been some kind of like projection in terms of like avalanche consistency? Like there's more avalanches on the way, right? So we're here to conduct surveys to put in possible preventative methods. But then what's the point of going to the warehouse with that story?
Well, do you take that to the headquarters?
Oh, actually,
the headquarters.
I mean, he's look. I don't think anybody would buy that except for the barkeeper, apparently an enthusiast or whatever. But I think we'll just barge in there and say, Brakior, what is up? Will you pay us more than your brother again?
We'll just go back and forth like five different times.
Back and forth, getting the best offer.
So I'm not against that idea, but we've got more chance of knowing where he is at night. Like there's a higher chance of him being at his house at night. So we've still got the afternoon. So what if we just...
dark at night.
That's when I shine, buddy.
Oh.
There's also another thing that we could use. I don't know if this would help out with any plans. I didn't realize it before, just because I was silly. But not only can Ned go invisible, Ned can become a spider. So he can get into very, very small places. So I don't know if he could like sneak, like in terms of like sneaking into the warehouse or looking for something like that. I'm pretty sure he can become an invisible spider, which is like, I mean, pretty useful.
Okay, how about this then? If we're looking at the map, what is the logical sequence between warehouse, headquarters, Brakior's house? Like what's closest and what would be like a logical loop?
Let's say you can pretty easily go to whichever ones you want.
All right. Well, how about we go warehouse, headquarters, Brakior's house, and we'll just start going to each location, see what we can see, and then make a call there. Once Glarosh finishes his third beer, of course.
Actually, this is my fourth, but I get the point.
Sorry.
Yeah, Teddy's going to use druid craft to just like spin little stars around Glarosh's head, just like the dizzy stars.
Very funny.
So the aim is to just basically, you just want to find out about all of these locations.
Well, we'll go to the warehouse first and just see what we can see.
All right. So you head into the west quarter of town where the AMMC Warehouse and Caravan Stop are located, near the west gate and public stables. So it is pretty close to these public stables that you went to before. And as you approach, you see a large wooden structure with a straw roof. The smell of hay and manure fills your nostrils, and you can hear the barking of dogs and the whimpering of mules and the stamping and squawking of axe beaks. And the front doors have been propped open with bricks. You remember Tane saying that it's just a big warehouse, place of business. It's not hard to get in there, so you are able to walk right in. Do you go in? You can kind of see in there from the outside. You can maybe what you can see, kind of like from the street, looking in through this door, is like you see like a line of wagons that are being loaded by like a bunch of laborers with barrels and differently shaped packages and boxes and that sort of thing. There's just sort of stuff strewn all over the place inside. It's just a big warehouse.
Is there anything else nearby, like a lovely little cafe or? Just anything, are there any other shops or anything?
Yeah, I mean, there's various buildings around. What were you?
I was just thinking maybe the others could just kind of hang out near that, and I go to Vakos and I say, how about we go in and see if we can find this Petra? Have a reason to see her.
Yeah, I think Ned's going to follow them in too, just being invisible. And he can walk as well, so he's trying to be stealthy.
Does everyone else want to... I don't want to exclude anyone from the roleplay. Do you all want to sort of wait out, or do you want to come into the warehouse?
I think Glarosh implies that he'll just stand out. I'll just stand outside and watch it for any, groups of thugs led by Brakior marching in or something.
Well, it doesn't have to be. Just Vakos was the contact, so I thought maybe him. Maybe this one could be Vakos and Ivanna. I'm just thinking, like, rather than the whole party, just all these armed people walking in and being like, hey, what's going on? And not really having any point. Vakos at least has a reason to try and speak to Petra, which he can disguise as something else, like, hey, you owe me money, or I don't know, something. Up to you guys, though, if you just want to storm in there and start poking around.
Well...
I just want to make sure everyone gets a chance to roleplay.
Yeah.
You guys have kind of had quite a big moment of roleplaying. What does everyone else want to do?
I'm heaps cool with just storming him and like ransacking, but like I guess
What if we just walk in and just ask if there's any work going? Just look like we're casually just looking for work in the trade.
It doesn't look... The door is like held open with a brick. There's plenty of people walking around. It doesn't look like they're worried about people walking in. You feel quite comfortable, like you could just walk in there and speak to them. You don't think you'd have a problem.
Okay, great.
Be looking for Brakior? Is that the bad one or is that the good one?
There are no good ones. Do we see Brakior?
Yeah.
You don't see him.
Okay.
Brakior is the one we're currently working for. Brakior is the one...
Brakior is the one you're trying to capture.
With.
Yeah.
What about... So here's another approach. He offered us 20 silver, right, for protection. 20 gold. And then we never got paid that money. What if we just start banging on doors and being like, where's Brakior? He owes us money.
Well, I think the whole point with this is that it was payment for protecting him, and we clearly didn't do that very well.
Did he get hurt? Did he get away?
And we distracted them.
We all got put in the slammer. Where's our money?
What a guy.
Yeah.
At least half.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a bit of spare extra change, but yeah, we can just ask around, I guess. I don't know if he would immediately assume we're working for his brother.
What do you want to go to the house then? Do you want us to cut the chase and go either to the headquarters or the house? He's probably at the headquarters during business hours is what I'm thinking.
Either or is fine with me. I'll kick down doors and take names.
Yeah, let's go to headquarters.
Right up. We'll go to the headquarters.
Okay, so you head to the... Where are you at the moment? You're in the west quarter, so you head over to the south quarter of town where the headquarters are supposed to be, and you find a stone building that towers higher than the others. And there's a statue of WotC on a small grassy mound out the front. The goddess of merchants stands proudly with a pair of lions resting at her feet. And you walk across a cobblestone courtyard decorated with planters containing ferns and flowers, and you pass through a set of open double doors into this foyer, this big like wood floored foyer. There's a couple of doorways in here, and there's a bell sitting on a piece of cloth on a table in the corner of the foyer, and you assume that it's there to be rung for assistance. There's nobody else around.
Is there like, so it's at a counter? Are there doors kind of to the rear of the counter?
Yeah, maybe there's a door directly behind the counter, and then there's another set of like stairs that just kind of go up a little bit to a slightly higher door, and then there's this bell.
Do the doors, is the bell just sitting on the counter loose?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a glass window in the door?
No.
Damn it. Is there a window anywhere?
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to make a scene.
Yeah, there's a window on the left wall in this kind of front in this lobby.
Varrik picks up the bell, rings it as loudly as he can, and then just throws it through this glass window.
Okay.
Now that's the right first impression.
Smashes through this window, and this man like very quickly emerges from the door that's behind the counter.
I want to grab him by the collar.
But hold on. This guy, he's an aging, elegantly dressed man. He's got graying long black hair that's like combed back and a pointy nose. And he kind of opens this door and kind of comes in like, well, what is going on in here? Do you grab him?
I grab him by the collar and I just say, where's Brakior?
Where? Brakior? Well, who are you?
Where is Brakior, or you'll be joining the bell?
Give me an intimidation check.
Every time I do this.
Help?
Yes, please do.
Actually, can I be the one to be holding him? Actually,
no, I don't think you didn't say you were the one holding him.
Okay, fair enough.
Glarosh is pretty good at shaking people, so.
Yes, you should have made me shake him.
Notch, you can roll at advantage if you want, just because everyone else is standing around.
All right, come on.
Okay.
There we go.
He says, "Oh, put me down. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Back here,
I put him down and I just like dust his collar off.
He kind of like backs up a little bit. Brakior, yes, the boss. I can tell, but the thing is, I don't know exactly where he is. But wait, but I can work something out. If you, he's kind of like struggling to like calm down. He's like clearly like very shaken. He says, well, about a month ago, Brakior asked me to collect some newspaper ads for, well, I'll just say it, for stash houses, for the storing of contraband and that sort of thing. My understanding is that Brakior has gone into hiding, so I imagine he's probably in one of those stash houses, but I don't know which one he's in, but he did give me the spare key. He kind of points to this like key that's like hanging among a whole number of keys behind the counter. He says, when he did actually have me draft him a short list of stash houses, and although I don't know which one he purchased, I still have this. It was a bunch of newspaper clippings. If you'll permit me, I can fetch them from under the counter, and you can have a look at them. Maybe you can whittle it down from those.
Please do.
Wait,
Slowly.
I've seen this play before.
Yeah, I go behind the counter with him.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'll let Glarosh do it.
Yeah,
I just say, my friend Glarosh here will help you.
I'm actually just gonna grapple him, and I'll let you search the counter.
Okay, all right.
You can search behind there. There's like a whole bunch of papers and books and pens and ink and all kinds of things behind there. But you can pull out like a big, thick book that you think might have it in there and kind of begin flipping through there. It's a bit hard to find this specific thing that you're looking for.
Which one is it? I ask him.
It's that one. It's that one. He like points to this like other like smaller book. You can like pull that book out and like open it up, and you find that this book actually only has this particular collection of newspaper advertisements in it.
All right.
And I'll show you what this is. This is a handout as well.
I also grab the key and flick it to Ivanna.
I get the key and I look at it and I go, does anyone care about what Andelka thinks about this?
Not at this point.
Andelka's gone. She's off.
Is she though?
She's not paying us anymore.
Look, Andelka's nice, but her sons seem like kind of scum, if I'm being honest.
But she liked Brakior.
Well, he's clearly also a criminal. Unless if you consider criminals bad people as a cleric or whatever you are.
I'm hanging out with you guys.
That's different.
Now, does Brakior like open living spaces? What's his preferred preference?
Yeah.
Well, if he's looking to protect himself from his brother, he probably wants somewhere defensible. You know, something that he couldn't be attacked from, as he... or perhaps somewhere really hidden.
This guy, Brakior's assistant or whoever he is, he says, wide open spaces. Yes, I do remember Brakior said he would prefer a larger building that could store more contraband, preferably.
Did he give you a way to contact him?
No. I'm simply his humble servant. I cook the book. I keep the books.
Is that what the other book is? Does it seem like a ledger of that kind?
Yeah, maybe it's a ledger.
Let's look.
Can we search through that?
Do you take a little cut off the top? I go to him as I'm holding onto him.
Oh, maybe there's.
Sure,
Nice.
whatever you like.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I
don't
wonder
know.
if there's-
You don't find anything that really seems relevant to you in the ledger.
I thought that maybe a certain amount of gold might be removed from the ledger.
Ah, that may reflect the house price.
You feel like you'd have to sort of go through it for some time in order to work that out. But maybe. Well, do you ask? Do you ask him that?
Yes, I will.
Maybe he just says
say-
like, "Oh, I wasn't the one who purchased it. Otherwise, I would know which one it was. Brakior dealt with that himself."
Does he keep a guard with him?
A guard, yes, he usually has people with him.
How many?
Oh, it varies. Bodyguards, all kind. I don't really ask those sorts of questions.
Well, I do, and you answer them.
Oh, I don't know. 3 people often, sometimes several. It really depends on the day.
Well, if he was looking to hire ups, clearly he needed more people.
He's in a different town, though.
Can I ask, when the Stats House was purchased?
Oh,
Would you know?
this was purchased about a month ago, I
month
believe.
ago.
Yes.
Okay, and was it purchased through some kind of estate party, or like would there be some kind of documentation as to when the different buildings were purchased at different times or anything like that?
No, not that I know of. I think Brakior was trying to keep things quite private, you know. He
did
wanted
not
me
have
to prepare this short list for him, but after that, I don't know what he did. I assume he purchased one of them with gold.
He did not have a house party was not thrown?
If he did, I was not invited, but then I never am.
I assume that goes against the purpose of a stash house. So, I guess we quickly go through a couple of properties and see which one's the stash house?
Oh, how are we going to get into them?
So before we do that, I asked this guy, we don't want to probably have that chat in front of him, but I asked him, is anyone currently staying at Brakior's house?
Oh, Brakior's house, I couldn't tell you.
Maybe the map that we've received of the town. Can you mark out these locations on that map? Or is that fairly obvious where these houses are?
Oh, it is, you should be able to, yeah, perhaps he can mark the locations of all of these stash houses. Cool. Yeah.
Was Brakior's favorite color green?
Green? I don't know if his favorite color was green, no.
Oh, okay. Okay, just looking for any adjective clues here, that's all.
Perhaps if you jog my memory about some of his preferences, you might be able to whittle it down a little bit.
Did he like stairs? Was he a big fan of multi-story buildings?
Oh, well, I do remember he said he would prefer a stash house with a basement, but he also said if it did not have a basement, it should have at least 2 stories. He said if it came down to one or the other, he would prefer a basement. I remember that.
With I'm assuming no windows as well in this basement.
The one's out.
Windows. I remember actually with the windows, he said he would prefer a stash house with no ground floor windows, but he said if it did have ground floor windows, it had to be on a back street rather than a main street. He said he would make an exception if the ground floor windows were barred. Yes, I remember he said that quite clearly.
What about in the area in town? Did he have a preference for north, east, west, south?
Oh, yes, I think he said he would prefer a stash house that was not in the south area. He didn't want it to be near the council hall.
Ooh. Okay.
I think he also said he wanted it to be near the town stables in the west area. If I recall.
So to summarize, we somewhere near the stables, westish, not in the south. No windows unless it's a back street.
Yes.
And preferably a basement.
Yes.
You know an awful lot that you didn't tell us prior, but I'm glad we've fished it out of you now.
Well, it's sort of coming to me when you ask me about it.
Oh, I'm on to you.
Okay, quick elimination. So I don't think it's number 2, it's on the main street. That's
I think it's 6.
That's close to...
I think it's 7. 7 has it all of it.
But it's also pretty expensive, and I imagine he'd be a bit of a cheapskate.
7 also is not that big. I think another one of the conditions is he wants a large area. It says it's got a moderate size, number 7.
I think number 6 makes sense.
Yeah, 7's also in the south. We don't want the south.
Isn't south what he wanted?
I think south is what he wanted.
Oh, I thought it was anything but the south.
Oh, yes, he said not in the south area, because that's where the council hall is.
Okay.
Too many eyes around there.
What was he like to work for?
Oh, he knew what he wanted.
And what did he want?
Very specific. Well, he wanted. He said he would prefer a stash house with a basement.
So 5 would also work.
Yeah, I was just reading 5. 5 was very good.
No, but I mean, he was. Are you still is Glarosh still holding on to this guy?
I think he's eased up a bit so he can speak a bit easier.
He's kind of gotten one of his like frail, sort of withered hands in between your arm, and so it just kind of looks like he's sort of peeking up like over your arm. He's kind of like this the whole time when he's talking. He's like, yes, Brakior was, yes, he knew what he wanted. He was kind of he's a solemn fellow, quiet, fairly reserved, but you know, I mean, he certainly never gave me a pay rise, if that's what you mean.
Do you know much about his relationship with his dad?
Oh, only that they didn't get along very well. Apparently, his dad blamed him for the death of their mother. But that doesn't really make sense because she died in childbirth, and they were twins.
Maybe he was born with a big head.
He's like, yes, maybe.
Oh, sorry, I typed it up a bit.
All right. So I think 5 is our strongest option. Would we agree on that?
And give it a look. So before is everyone done? Has everyone got any more questions for this guy? We've got a key, we've got the house locations. So before we go, you say he didn't give you a pay rise. How much does he pay you?
Oh, he pays me... What do people get paid? Like, he pays me 3 gold pieces a week.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
No, I mean, they are a wealthy family, but given the amount of cooking that I do, if you know what I mean, I feel like I deserve a bit more than that.
What are you cooking for him?
The books.
What illicit stuff's going through the books?
Whatever he needs.
Have you ever had to acquire midnight tears?
Midnight tears. Well, yes. Just so happens that there was a vial of midnight tears that we shipped through the warehouse.
When was this?
Oh, recently. I think also only about a month ago.
Yeah.
But you'd have to ask Petra Lorca about that. She's in charge of transport. Under Brakior, of course.
Would Petra be willing to disclose that kind of information, though? Is she close to Hector? Brakior, sorry.
I don't know. No, I think she's pretty loyal, just like I am. I wouldn't have told you anything had you not threatened me. Just so you know.
So, okay. Are we done?
We're done with this fellow at least.
Alright. So as he says, I wouldn't have told you anything unless you threatened me. I will slap 3 gold pieces down on the counter and I'll say, you didn't tell us anything. And remember that we know where you work.
Oh.
And then we leave.
I certainly didn't tell you anything. Who are you again? Goodbye. Alright, so
pay. He's got to be happy with that.
he bows as you leave even. And then, but then like just as you're going around the corner, maybe Teddy, you just sort of like look back at it, you see him like rubbing his neck. Like,
Yeah.
Alright, so where do you go?
We could make our way to... We could pick one, make our way to 5. But the other thing we could do is we could swing past Brakior's house and I could meet up with my main man, Tane. And we could potentially... So first we could find out if he's seen anything so far. And we could maybe shift him to one of these houses and maybe see if he could recruit some more local street kids to check some of the other ones out. Might just save us some time.
Yes, it's good to get the kids working young.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. I think I do feel good about the house we narrowed down, but it's worth covering our bases.
Yeah.
Did we get a sense that this location was getting watched by Brakior's goons?
Do you mean the headquarters?
Yeah.
No, you didn't really see anyone around.
It's just the corporate office.
Yeah.
I mean, even though we've paid him, there's a chance that he's just going to tell anyway, so we've kind of taken the loud approach now. So I think we just move fast and see what happens. All right, we swing past Brakior's house, and I'll see if I can spot Tane.
Okay, so Brakior's house is this 2-story brick building in the south part of town. And when you show up there's like, it's a little bit nicer here than some of the other kind of sweatier, more crowded areas. And when you get there are, maybe Tane sort of emerges from like an alley across the street and kind of like comes over to you. He's like kicking this inflated ball. Like, hello again. I didn't say nothing. I did what you said.
No one came in, no one left?
No, sir, nothing.
Alright, I flick him his silver. What did I say? I give him 1 or 2? Can't remember.
Oh, it was 2, I think. 3 even, I think.
Of course it was. You can have 2.
Oh, thank you.
I'll give him his 2 silver, and I say I got more work for you if you want it.
Of course.
What do we want to do? Do you want to send him to one of the other ones? We go check out 5, we could send him to another one and get him to meet us back at 5 and report back. Just in case it's... What do you reckon's next most likely, 6?
Yeah. Or we can meet him at 6. Go to 5 first.
Well, if we think 5 is most likely, then we may as well tell him to meet us at 5 with the information. Just save some time. Either way. Alright, so I give him the address of house number 6, and I tell him that I just want him to go and have a look at that house. Again, stay hidden, don't be seen, and just see, can he see people going in and out? Is there any movement? Does it look like anyone's living there? Is there a big sold sign out the front? Any of that kind of stuff? Does it look like it's occupied? And more importantly, let us know if he sees any of Brakior's men, if he knows any of them. And then once he's checked it out for maybe half an hour or so, to meet us at house number 5.
Okay.
And then we go to 5.
All right. You go to 5, and this is this old but sturdy building, single-story wooden building. There's no windows. It's on a back street. It's very close to the stables. You don't see anyone around.
As we're traveling, can Vakos mention to Teddy maybe if Ned can keep a lookout if anyone is following us around to these places and report back?
Yeah,
I can avoid detection.
I can communicate that to Ned to just kind of just hover behind us a little bit and be on just kind of like rear guard duty, or even just like flying above us would probably be better. Just a little invisible guy, just kind of keep in patrol, and he can do that as we kind of traverse the town.
All right, how far can he fly? Like 100 feet or something?
100 feet, we can be communicating and seeing each other's what we're seeing and stuff.
Do you want to keep him in communication range, or are you going to send him so like really high up so he kind of has like an overview of the whole city?
No, I think 100 feet fairly vertical would cover a good amount of vision.
Okay.
So just within kind of like maybe 90 feet for that borderline.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Can I help this one? Can I add to this I will lead the group in a manner that makes it easier to detect if we're being followed. Like I kind of go down little side streets and double back and things like that to make it easier for Ned to detect. us being followed. If that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Ned, you can roll with advantage.
Okay. We had the same problem last time. Ned doesn't have a perception check.
If you double click on his sheet now, I've changed it to a third-party sheet. It should be a lot more easy to do a perception check on the left, in the abilities tab.
Oh, great. Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it is. Apparently now in Foundry, you have to go into the settings and like switch on all of the non-proficient skills in order for them to be visible. But yeah, so anyway, yeah.
So with advantage, is Ned getting help because of the tactical walking? Perfect.
Yep.
Oh, that was on a 20.
Oh no.
That's so unlucky.
Ned is easily distracted, I suppose.
All right. He doesn't let you know that he sees anything.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we see nothing at this house.
Yeah, you see nothing from the outside.
What's the weather like? Has it been snowing? Like, I'm
today it's clear. Today it's quite clear.
Okay.
Yeah, the snow on the cobblestones is all kind of melting.
Is there any sign of movement across the front yard, across the stones, maybe down the side? Any footprints, tracks?
In this, yeah, I mean, there's signs of. You don't see anything in particular that would suggest that anyone has gone into this building necessarily. It's kind of hard to tell. There's like a fair bit of foot traffic.
Okay.
I'm going to carefully and as stealthily as I can approach, and it doesn't have any windows, so I'm just going to have a bit of a listen at the door, see if I can hear any activity inside.
You don't hear anything inside.
Alright, I head back to the group and I say, it could be that he's only using the safe houses at certain times, or he's bought it as a getaway, so he may not be there now.
Can I try the key in the padlock at the back?
Oh yeah, we have a key.
Oh yeah.
The key doesn't work in the padlock at the back.
I can't prove the purchase.
There's a key lock as well, a keyhole lock.
Yeah, I can try that as
That
well.
that doesn't work either.
Glarosh is going to try and go smash it with his weapon.
Well, hang on. If the key doesn't work, then that's a pretty good sign. This is probably the wrong house, right?
Yes,
And you also don't need to smash.
All of you kind of come over here. You spend some time investigating the property. It's been a long day. Because you have selected the wrong property, you each gain 1 level of exhaustion.
All right. Does Tane come meet up with us?
Eventually, Tane will come and meet up with you, and so you sent him to 6.
Yep.
He when he shows up again, he says, "Hey boss, I think I might have actually seen one of Brakior's men going into the place that you told me to watch."
My man. I give him his silver piece. I say, "Good lad. Go get yourself a hot meal."
Wasn't it another 2 silver pieces?
No, it was 1, and you're lucky to have that.
Yes, you got to teach him the hard truths of the world.
I say it's 1 for now, but we may have more work for you. Check in with us. I say stay near what's the name of the inn? Stay near the inn, Northlook Inn. If I need you, I'll come looking.
He says, "All right, boss, I'll see you there." He kind of kicks this ball away.
All right. What time is it now?
It's now 3 in the afternoon.
Sorry, and how do I do the exhaustion? Oh, there it is. I see it. Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you just tick the little things? Is that what those are?
Yes.
The little dots?
Yeah, little dots. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, yes, those little dots. Yeah, so next to your armor class underneath your...
Yeah.
display picture.
Okay, so you tick it on and then do level 1.
I think if you just tick one of them, it should... You had it before. There you go. Oh no, you just removed it, I think. What is it?
If I turn it on in conditions, it comes on, but it's not ticking the level.
I'm not sure.
I did it a second ago. Oh, hang on, there it is. Okay, I got it.
Alright. Okay, so you head over to Stash House number 6. You gain another level of exhaust. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, you head over to the west side of town. And...
Does Ivanna get exhausted? Because she had a nice warm bath.
She still gets exhausted, unfortunately.
Unlucky.
Alright. So, this stash house is an ugly single-story building which squats prominently on the street but displays no signs or decorations. Dusty barred windows permit peering out but reveal only darkness to those who peer in. And there is a strong iron door at the front with a large keyhole.
Do we see anybody around?
It's a little bit more quiet here. Well, yeah. You don't see nobody in particular, maybe a couple of people sort of walking by, but nobody going to or from the stash house.
Could a spider get through the barred windows? Is there like gaps between the bars, right?
There are, but there's glass behind them.
Oh, there's glass as well. Okay.
You want me to try the key?
It's ballsy, isn't it? Just opening up a stash house.
I say we charge in and take them by surprise.
Can the door be seen well from the street?
Yeah, it's like right at the front on the street.
Oh, what about Ted? Can he go through the lock itself?
We could just what if we give Ned the key? Because he can go invisible. And he just takes and tries the key invisible.
Yeah.
We just stay behind the door with the weapons and just get ready to come with the first fool that comes out.
We could yeah. Or if we're across the street, so we're at least a little bit less sus, send Ned invisible, try the key. If the door opens, we'll just bum rush it.
Do we know if the goons have like a uniform?
You haven't seen anything like that.
Or do you think we should get a uniform?
Could we set up like a little surprise attack in a sense? We get Ned to go forward and open up the lock. Which if the door just opens randomly, they'd have to come investigate, right? And we could situate ourselves somewhere as they come and look at what happened to the door.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we're just the other side of the street, and let's just see what the key does.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, Ned's going to take the key, and whatever his possessions can also go invisible with him. So he will approach the door and try and unlock it.
I guidance him to give him the plus, D4 to, I guess, is it sneak or dexterity? But it's very specific now. Stealth, yeah.
What do you mean it's specific?
Yeah, you have to choose a skill.
When you give
with
guidance
now, yeah.
Ah.
Okay, so Ned's going to see if the key is the correct key for that lock.
Yeah, so stealth.
Is Ned trying to be quiet?
Yes.
Is Ned exhausted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Okay. So Yeah, so give me a stealth check. It's -2 for the exhaustion, but then it's a plus D4 for the guidance.
Yeah. Okay. So it automatically does the -2. How do I add the guidance?
You can also do. Let me see. Hold on. If you go stealth. Hold on. Let me just. So if you go stealth, you should be able to go -2. I don't know if you can actually put. Oh yeah, you can probably go +1 D4. I think if you just type +1 D4, it should do that as well.
All right.
Come on, Nettie.
Is there any like benefit of him being invisible here, like in terms of stealth?
I think not in this case, because well, what type of stealth is he trying to do? Is he just trying not to be seen?
He's trying to be quiet, which is
yeah. I think
invisible is
not really.
That's okay. I'll give this a roll. Let's do it.
There we go.
Pretty good from Ned.
Good job, Letty.
Okay, Ned quietly turns this key and hears it like unlock.
Sure.
And there's no response from the other side.
Okay. Well, Teddy will let everyone know that we're at the correct location. The door is unlocked, and there was no reaction from the other side of the door that Ned is aware of, at least.
All right, quick team huddle. Do we want to do it now?
I don't see why not.
I think we do it because worst case scenario, we can just fall back on the fact that we're just looking for our payment, right? So there's a little persuasive way out of it too.
Yeah. It's more just I'm a little bit tired.
Oh.
Look, if we wait too long, he might find his way out of town.
All right. Everyone in agreement?
Yep. Maybe can you send Ned through the keyhole, have a look if there's any tripwires, alarms, bells?
I can probably do that.
Yeah, Ned probably that's not his forte.
All right. Well, if we're going, I'll head stealthily across the street and I'll just check the door for traps.
Okay, I'll put us on this map.
So if you can also remind us what the first level of exhaustion is it just -2 for ability checks?
-2 for everything, I think.
It's -2 to D20 rolls.
And also reduce movement.
Yeah, which should have happened automatically on your thing.
Yeah.
-2 to D20 rolls. It's 2 times your exhaustion level, so 2 for us at the moment. All right, I go check the door.
So when you say check the door, you mean?
I'm doing my thief checking for traps. Is there any tripwires or anything we need to know before we bust this door in?
How do you check? How do you check for tripwires or whatever from the outside of the door?
I don't know. How do they do this? This is his profession, like breaking into places and getting information. So maybe using the blade of his dagger like a little mirror to kind of check under the edges. Maybe he's got like a little, uses some of his thieves' tools just to check the usual places for where things are put, just looking for weird tension where there shouldn't be. Maybe sort of opens the door very, very lightly and checks for that tension as well.
Okay, there's the iron door is a big, thick, heavy iron door, so you're not able to get your dagger under the door. Are you saying that you open the door slightly?
Well, I don't know. Mechanically, I don't know how they check for traps. Like, what's the role for checking for traps?
No roll. Just what do you do?
Yeah, okay. So he pulls out his thieves' tools. He'd have like a really thin little lockpick or something, and if you can get that under.
You can't get anything under the door. It's just this big, thick, heavy iron door.
Okay, keyhole. Can I check through the keyhole? Can I check like where the latch is to see if there's any any kind of weird tension to the latch?
If you kind of like move, like try to sort of like push on the latch very slightly to see if there's like a tension to it. Is that what you mean? You can give me a perception check if you want to do that. The keyhole, I don't think you can really see anything through the keyhole.
11.
And you don't detect anything weird about the latch part of it as you kind of push on it carefully.
Okay. We going?
I'm ready.
Glarosh, you seem like a door kicking kind of guy. I stand to the side of the door, hit the latch, and just push it open for Glarosh to run in there.
Okay. What's Ned doing? Ned's invisible, right?
Mm.
And
Ned will just step to the side as Notch did his thing.
And is he on the ground?
Yeah, he was on the ground. Yeah.
Maybe move. Put your tokens where you want them to be when you open the door.
Yeah, Teddy didn't move.
Okay. All right. You swing open this door, and you see this individual inside sitting on this chair, and another individual sitting across from them. They both are dressed in leather, carrying swords, leather armor. They have crossbows like sitting next to them by their boots. And they're like eating something. Like one of them's like eating a sandwich, the other one's eating an apple. As soon as the door is kicked open, they jump up in alarm and like struggle to draw these scimitars. So let's roll for initiative.
Do we get a surprise action?
Yes, they will be surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, not the one! Ah.
Well, it's a 1 minus 2 for exhaustion.
And they should actually roll their initiative at disadvantage because of...
Tragic.
Where am I? Ah, it's automatically grouped them. Okay. 19...
Adrian, do you mind if before we start this one, we do a quick break?
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's do a 5-minute break before we get started.
Ivanna is not the only one that needs a tinkle.
All right. I'll see you guys back here in 5 minutes. All right. Everyone ready?
So ready. Well, no, I rolled a 1 on my initiative, so not ready at all.
Always ready.
As ready as we'll ever be.
I suppose it makes sense. I held the door open and stood to the side, so
yeah,
I'll go in last, I guess.
Okay. Teddy Broomsticks, what do you do?
Yeah, so Teddy's just going to quickly look to see if the floor or the roof is made of wood, or is it mostly brick and stone in here?
The roof... Well, it's... what's the floor? What are you trying to do?
So I want to potentially cast create bonfire to kind of where they're standing, but I'm not going to do that if there's wood around.
Oh yeah, you think you can probably get away with that? There's not that much. I mean, there would be. I think the roof would have like wooden rafters and wood tiles on the outside. I think, or maybe not even. But yeah, there would be like wooden rafters. But I think you feel having being familiar with that spell that you could get away with it.
Sure. Okay. So just the guy that I can see, I'm just going to create a 5-foot bonfire beneath him.
Okay.
So let's do that. Place it there. Okay. Did that do anything?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay.
Trying to.
So he's going to make a saving throw.
Doesn't seem to pop out the way it used to. Hold on, sorry, bear with me. I'm just trying to. Interesting. Okay, he will make a dex save. I suppose when you cast the spell. Alright. He'll have disadvantage on this save because he is just sort of like dropping his sandwich and sort of trying to draw his sword as this like bonfire sort of appears under his feet, like bursts into flames. Like, so give me the damage.
Damage. Sure. Oh, good one.
Okay.
Yep, so yeah, that's going to be Teddy's turn. Just going to light that bonfire beneath him.
All right, and he just screams, lets out a scream as this flame just like envelops his body. And you can see like the veins like bursting on his arms, and his hairy arms go up like maybe he's wearing this like hooded cape. It just like catches on fire. He's just like screaming.
Awesome.
Okay, Ivanna.
So we're burning things now, and I target old mate and make him do a dex save for Sacred Flame.
Okay. He'll also have disadvantage. He's just dropping his apple. Fails the dex save. Alright. You just kind of like shoot this sacred flame like directly between Notch and Glarosh. It just like hits this guy on the side of like the neck and the cheek.
And I'm gonna move I guess in a bit and draw my weapon when I do that.
Okay. Alright, Glarosh.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna charge in. Oh, I'm using the wrong tool. Yeah, I'm gonna charge in, attack this guy on my left. That's a complete fail.
He just like throws this apple that he's sort of juggling it, trying to get his sword over. He just like throws the apple at you and kind of tries to jump out of the way as you like swing your silver halberd at him.
Oh, Jesus. That was uncalled for, man. What the hell? And then, yeah, that's it.
All right, Ned.
All right, so Ned will come on in, maybe straight ahead there, and Ned can't do a whole lot on his own. Ned is going to help Glarosh. Is that okay to do? For his action?
If you're going to distract a creature, maybe just specify the creature.
Oh yes, the one straight in front, the one in front of him.
This one?
Directly.
This one?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Yep. That's the one.
All right. Okay. Ned
yep. That's the turn.
gets up in his face. Vakos.
Okay, Vakos is gonna move into this position. He's going to cast Vicious Mockery on the one at his 11 o'clock.
All right.
And he's going to say, smells like someone's burnt their lunch. And step back.
He fails, so give me the damage.
Oh.
All right. And you can smell the smell of this guy over here. You can smell his flesh burning. As Ned is perhaps almost drawn to the fire and kind of flies in and like flaps in his face as well.
Probably warming up his hands on it.
Okay. This... what is he going to do? He is going to... trying to remember like what the deal is with a free action. You can now like open a door not with an action, but you can do it with. Oh, you always could do it with an object interaction. Okay, he is going to. He's gonna, after throwing this apple and kind of getting like hit by this magic insult, he kind of draws his scimitar. He's going to disengage, and he steps over here, and he like opens this door here. You see this large warehouse in here with like a bunch of boxes strewn around, and you see this heavily tattooed, sort of tribal-looking fellow directly across from the door, who's like standing there and sort of like turns around like he's like holding a spear. He's like, He's got these like bead necklaces and earrings and things. He becomes alerted very quickly, and he is going to run through here. And let me see, I guess he can't now close the door, so he's just going to do that. Okay. But this guy is going to also disengage. He's going to run over through here, and he's going to close the door on his way through. Oh. Shit, I've forgotten how to... What the... Bear with me. Forgetting how to use Foundry. What in the world? That is the strangest thing ever. Can anyone see that guy's token?
I can't really see in the door where I am.
I can see the guy right in front of the door.
Yeah.
This is the strangest thing ever.
It's still open.
Okay, this guy has got 4.12. I'm just going to delete this character. I don't know what's going on there. Bear with me. I think I just like pressed something. Okay. That's okay, they're pretty much next to each other anyway. Okay, he's gonna run through here and he slams the door on his way through. Alright. It should be Varrik.
Well, I can't see any of them anymore, so I'm just gonna move in. Must be like, where'd they go?
Through the door.
Maybe I'll just move to the side.
Alright, Teddy.
Yeah, I guess Teddy's also going to walk into the first room now. Sees that the door is... What's the door? Is this door also made of iron?
No, the inner door is just a big wooden door.
Alright, so what I might do is I might try and burn that door down.
Alright.
So I'll move my fire to the left. Let's do that. Just move it. There, does that... And yeah, I'm just gonna try and like set that door alight, and hopefully we'll be able to get through.
Alright. So... Hold on. So you just move it as like a...
Yeah,
is it an action or a bonus action?
No, I think I have to recast it. It doesn't say in the spell that you can move it. So I guess I just lose concentration on the first one, and then I make the second one.
Okay. Let me see. What would the save usually be for it?
It would be it'd be 13.
Oh, it's a dex save. Okay, I'll just roll a flat d20 just kind of to see how well this door goes
Objects automatically fail dex saves.
Do they?
I think that's the rule, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. In that case, maybe you could just give me the damage.
Sure. Do that.
Let me just check that.
It's 5 damage to the door.
Okay, this bonfire is sort of burning at the base of the door. The flames are like lapping up this wood, leaving these big scorch marks on it. Okay, Ivanna.
Objects don't have ability scores, so they fail all saves.
Okay, sweet. Thank you.
I spare the dying on the on the door.
No.
Can I kick at the door without burning myself?
You can try to kick it from there, but I think I'll give you disadvantage because you're kind of kicking it around from the side. If you want to give me, yeah, maybe make an unarmed strike against the door.
Okay. With disadvantage?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just because the fire is there, so it's like hard for you to... Otherwise, you could generally sort of attack from an angle, but I'm just thinking because this thing is just like... It's kind of hard for you to like kick down the door and get like the leverage that you need. Yeah, you struggle to sort of swing your leg around and like... Ugh.
And I get burned because it's a 1.
Yeah, I'll say like it heats up your leg pretty good, but you're okay there.
Trusty piss-filled boots.
Piss-filled boots. Glarosh.
Horrifying. Yeah, I'm just going to... I've got a crowbar. I'm just going to go there, do the dex save and take maybe some damage.
All right.
What's the save I need to beat, Teddy?
13.
Hey, it's my worst stat, but we'll see. Yeah, all right. Let's roll the damage.
Oh dear. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll take 5. I'm gonna use my crowbar, and I'm just gonna pry it open.
All right, give me an athletics check at advantage.
Yes, it gives me advantage on strength checks to apply it when applying crowbar leverage. Come on, good roll. That's a good roll.
Yeah, okay, so let me think. Prying it open. So you're kind of prying this open in what you're just kind of like jamming it into like like where the door meets the frame and just kind of.
Yeah, I think I kind of just I jam it into like the wedge where the door opens and just kind of use my body weight to kind of really put some force into it to kind of break the kind of like, I guess the kind of latch there.
Okay, we'll say that it can, you can sort of force it open in that case. Like, it swings open. This guy is like right there. He's been like trying to hold the door, but maybe he's like just in the middle also of like letting go of the door because it's starting to get like too hot for him to hold. And just at that moment, you like break it open. And he's just
Where
like,
do you think you're going? Would that be my action to do that?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, then I will bonus action second wind. It's to get a bit of that health back that I lost from Teddy's bonfire. Okay.
All right, but in response to you breaking open the door, also this sort of tribal-looking warrior up here is going to use his reaction. He's holding an attack. He's going to throw a spear at you. You'll have some cover because this guy's like standing in front of... Okay, you're fine. This guy has to even like dodge as this thing just goes like hits the wall just next to this door.
I thought you were a real opponent.
All right, Ned.
Okay, can Ned tell Teddy to lose concentration? Can Ned use its reaction to tell?
I think you can just drop concentration wherever unless it's changed. Like, because Ted can see the bonfire, so I think you can just drop it whenever you want.
Oh, okay. Well, I will drop the bonfire.
Okay.
And then Ned will can Ned get past Glarosh there or not easily?
You can't really move through this guy, and it usually doesn't let you move like across corners. So I think actually no.
Okay.
Oh wait, except that this Ned is small.
Yes.
I forget what the deal is with this. I feel like maybe he's tiny even. I forget what the exact deal is with this, but I think actually I'm going to say because of that he can.
Okay, so I might move to the left of the guy at the door, so like there.
All right.
Okay, and then Ned will use the help action to distract this guy.
Okay. All right. Nothing yet is going to happen there. Okay. This guy is going to draw another spear. And let me see. Is Ned still invisible? I guess he would be.
Yeah.
Giving the help action probably isn't going to... It says... What is... hold on. Invisibility. Oh, where am I? Attack roll deals damage or cast a spell. Sweet, so he's still invisible. This guy can still hear him come in though, and I think he is going to run in and try to... He can also like see his ally sort of, kind of turn and try to like... Get away! And so this guy's going to come in here and he's going to try to like attack into the location of where this sound is coming from and everything. He'll have disadvantage.
Oh,
nice.
Oh.
All right. Vakos.
Okay. Vakos would like to use Sacred Flame on the one he can see in the doorway.
Okay.
It's dex saving for a save, sorry.
Dex save. Fails. All right, he's just like, oh yeah, this is like this dark energy that's kind of like coming up from the ground. It just wraps around him and he's just like, his like eyes go like white with shock and he like kind of like drops his sword and like throws his hands up and just like kills over dead.
Cool. End turn.
Okay. I will remove him as this bandit is going to step over here and he's going to try to... Let me see what he does. He's going to try to take care of this imp first. He doesn't really know it's an imp. He'll have disadvantage as well. Nice. Okay. Varrik.
So first thing I want to do is bonus action. So he's just going to crouch down, put a hand as the floor stone.
Yeah, kind of like dirt, like sort of flattened dirt, and yeah.
Would it count as stone for using my stone cunning tremor sense?
Yeah, that's fine. There's enough stone in the.
So
maybe it's kind of a gravel mix.
He just crouches down, places a hand on the ground, and uses a tremor sense, which means range of 60 feet for 10 minutes. Use this as a bonus action, number of times in proficiency. Gain tremor sense, which is, that was the thing. Did it come up? Didn't come up. I can detect creatures. I think it's within 60 feet. Can't get the description to load.
What's he trying to do?
I'm just trying to see how many are on the other side of the door. Like how many are in there.
Okay. Where is the tremor sense? Where in his features?
It's stone cunning from being a dwarf.
Oh, stone cunning. Okay.
Hang on, if I use the ability, maybe that'll do it. There we go.
Alright. Range of 60 feet for 10 minutes.
Detect and pinpoint the origin of vibrations within a specific radius, provided that the monster and source of vibrations are in contact with the same ground or substance. Tremor sense can't be used to detect flying or incorporeal creatures.
Okay. Alright, I will say that these other people in the room are probably kind of, preparing to attack. They're probably shuffling and moving around enough that you can detect that there are two other individuals further in the room, to the east some way. One to the northeast and one directly to the east.
So he calls out, there's another two of them. And if I were to move here, can I attack that guy?
Yep.
Okay, I'll do that, and I will short sword.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, hang on. Damage. And that'll get the sneak attack. So that's...
wait, why again? Because Vex automatically, you have advantage on your next attack.
There's somebody else there. No, that's not from the Vex, just from an ally in 5 feet.
Oh, okay, sweet.
That's just a normal sneak attack.
So you just have you can just do sneak attack whenever there's an ally there.
I mean, that's the rule in 5e.
That's the rule for sneak attack, yeah. So it's when I have advantage, or if there's an ally within 5 feet that isn't incapacitated or unconscious.
You don't need
within 5
advantage
feet of the
roll.
enemy I'm attacking.
Sweet. Okay.
And then I'll do the dagger, which will have advantage on the roll, but no sneak attack. That's not going to hit. That's an 8.
So wait, so it was 10 from the short sword?
10 from the short sword, yep.
Okay. And
dagger got an 8, so probably a miss.
The dagger doesn't hit. He just kind of with scimitar.
And if I didn't say it already, I call out that there's 4 of them in the room. And that's my turn.
Okay. Alright, this guy over here is going to... What does he want to do? He's going to just kind of move in, I think. Okay. Teddy.
Okay, so Teddy is happy to stay where he is. He's just going to shout out some encouragement over to Ned and forfeit his action such that Ned can use his sting attack. And Ned's going to sting the bloke on the right of him.
Alright. With advantage, because he's still invisible until he attacks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So we're going to forfeit the invisibility. That's okay. Let's do that.
Yep. How does Ned kill him?
Oh, okay. So Ned's just going to kind of like jump on his face, just because he's trying, just kind of smother his face, and then you can see the stinger just pierce from into the neck and out the other end, straight through that kind of windpipe there. And when he kind of like, it's all barbed, so when he pulls it back out, it's just kind of, he pretty much is just choking on his own blood there, and off he goes.
Nasty. I like it. All right. He collapses. And Ned can sort of jump back into the air.
Yes. Great.
All right. Ivanna.
All right. I can see this guy here.
You actually, you can't see over these.
Over them? Okay.
Yeah, maybe you can kind of, you think there's somebody back there. Behind on the other side of the boxes.
Okay. I will move into... What's happening? I'll move into the room bit. Wow, shit.
They've changed it to let you move across corners. It's interesting. I wonder if that rule has changed. Anyway, sorry, ignore me.
I will move this way. Get out of the way of everybody.
Alright.
And I will booming blade or mate in front of me.
You can have +1 because he's flanked.
Okay. +1?
That's a hit.
Yeah. What's the damage? Oh, right, sorry. Missed that. And I'll just re-roll it for to see if I get anything better.
Alright. See, this is an example of what I mean. There's like lots of these like extra. See, now it's like 2 rolls. I don't know, it just slows things down. I mean,
sorry. Savage attack already.
No, sorry. I don't mean you slow things down. It's just, I'm just kind of like getting used to the rules. I don't know.
So take the first one, thanks.
Okay. You sure you don't want to go with the second one? All right. He cries out as you cleave into him with this long sword, and he's been like trying to struggle to find this like this imp. He like turns around as you kind of run past, and he's sort of a bit flat-footed as you just like he's unable to get his spear up to block you. Glarosh.
All right, I finally get to move in. There's a running guy was blocking my way. And I go to help out Ivanna here with this guy. We'll just hit him with my halberd. Just what else is a man to do? What else is a fighter to do?
Nice, that'll do it.
Yes, then we do that. Oh, okay. Just 5 damage.
He's unable to do anything as you just come in here and just like cleave straight into his neck. He just is almost like thrown backwards with the force of the strike. Just slumps in the corner here.
Oh, well,
pool of blood.
That's one down. Then I have one more thing movement here.
Okay. As you move over there, you see this woman in a cloak that is like standing back here. She's going to release a crossbow bolt in your direction.
Ooh.
But it misses. Just like hits one of these boxes.
We've got him rattled.
Alright, Ned.
Okay, so Ned is going to... What's Ned's walking speed? 2.5 meters. All right, so Ned will just go 1, 2. Yeah, Ned's just going to move over there, and that will be Ned's turn.
So that's just 2 meters. I don't know why that says 2.5 meters. Weird.
Oh, is Ned is flying, right? Was Ned flying or walking?
You can just have him fly if you want. He can just lift off from the ground.
So the flying is 6.5 meters. So I'm going to go here.
I don't know why it's getting these like half meters. Just round everything down.
Yeah, I don't know. And yeah, Ned's going to see this guy, but can't really do a whole lot. So just going to get in his face a little bit. And that can be Ned's turn.
All right. Okay, Vakos.
Vakos is going to make his way in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he will.
He should. Sorry to interrupt. Actually, I think Ted should probably be able to go 8 meters in case you want to change that.
Okay. No, I'm happy where he is, but I will keep that in mind.
Okay, and also I forgot something. This guy is going to strike you with his spear as you come flying around the corner.
Sure.
And he actually hits for 5 piercing.
5 piercing. Okay.
Okay, sorry, Vakos.
Yep, no worries. Vakos is going to dash now.
All right.
1,
that's
2. Just have a look what's going on in here. Okay. Wait, what's he doing there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Move into that position. He would also like to cast Vicious Mockery on. Oh no, sorry, the one in the left-hand corner. Is he dead?
Yes.
That one there.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Cool. Sorry, he will not cast Vicious Mockery. He will.
You're dead.
Oh, actually, yeah, you are dead.
Mocking the dead.
Maybe cast Vicious Mockery on the one he can just see around the corner.
All right. Okay, wisdom save.
Oh, saved.
Passes.
Cool. End turn.
All right. He just kind of like grits his teeth and like squints his eyes, like trying to resist this like energy that you throw at him. Like, ah. Varrik.
So you moving? He's just gonna head in. He'd know that guy was there from his tremor sense, so he's gonna head straight to him. As he runs in, he's gonna yell to the group, "Keep one of them alive." And then he's just going to have a swing at this guy. Short sword. That's a miss.
Yeah, this guy deflects just like around the corner with his spear.
And then I will just do the dagger. Which won't get advantage.
That works.
But it will get the sneak attack because Ned is there. Where's that? There it is. Nine.
Okay. You get him right under the arm as he's trying to like deflect your first blow with this spear. He cries out as all this blood like gushes out of his armpit. He kind of like backs away. You feel like you've wounded him severely. Okay, he is going to... What's he going to do? I think he is going to... He's going to run back here. Is he going to do that? Yeah, he's gonna run back here. He sort of like stumbles back, tries to like run away and kind of like fumble for this spear so he can like throw it at you as this like blood's like gushing down. He's trying to do it with his left arm, so both of you can take an op attack at him. It's like, he's kind of like panicking.
Can I use an op attack to try and grab him? Can you do that? Like, I don't want to kill him.
Because it's an unarmed strike now, so I feel like actually maybe you can. But you have your sword and your dagger, and
yeah,
you
that's true.
free hand.
Can I just try and like sort of sword or dagger still in hand, just punch instead of stab, just try and knock him out instead of kill him?
Yeah, I feel like you can do that. Like,
So I just do that as an unarmed strike?
yes. That misses.
Oh, damn it.
Ned. Ned can't. Ned can only attack when I forfeit my action. So I don't think Ned gets opportunity attack.
Okay. All right. He manages to get away then, and he will throw his spear at. He's going to throw it at Notch. I think
Makes
Notch
sense.
will have a little bit of a
Just
cover.
cut him up.
Although this guy's like tiny. Okay.
Words. I got words.
Your words?
Silvery spoon.
Silvery spoon. Okay.
What is that?
I'm going to cast it as a reaction. He has to re-roll.
Silvery spoon is my modified version of silvery barbs.
Barbs.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, it's weird the buttons that it's given me here. Roll. Oh, it's just like getting a D20. It looks like he still hits. Yeah, so he still hits, which means you're not able to give the advantage. If I remember correctly.
Oh, no, yeah, you just... Oh, yeah, correct. Yeah. So it just uses the lower roll with no advantage for the next, Yep.
Okay. So he will still do this damage to Notch. So just 4 piercing. As he practically like trips over backwards into this barrel.
That could have been a lot worse.
Okay, Teddy.
Okay, so Teddy is going to go into the big room and maybe go one that way. And let's see here. Is it okay to do a Eldritch Blast through people? Like, let me read the spell.
It's an attack, isn't it? So
yeah.
He'll just have some cover. And through a couple of people, although Ned is pretty small, yeah, he'll have a bit of cover. It'll be a bit difficult for you to get him from there.
Okay.
But you can still try.
Yeah, because Ned is not near anybody anymore. So I think I'm going to give the Eldritch... I'm going to give it a go. I will give it a go. Eldritch Blast. So how do I do that with...
Just give me a try.
Roll it like normal?
Yeah, just like normal.
Sure.
That is a miss. Maybe he's kind of stumbling back, nearly kind of trips over this barrel and almost does like an unintentional Matrix style kind of like this like energy just goes like just over his chest. How did you describe the Eldritch Blast again?
So it's kind of like it's a bit of an electrical bolt, but it's fiery. It's like a hot red bolt.
Okay, cool. All right.
That's gonna be Katie's turn, I'm afraid.
Okay, Ivanna.
All right. Just before, I think it's adding a +2 to my damage, which shouldn't be added. Just on my attack roll for some reason. I don't know why. I can't find it. But
Is that just your proficiency bonus?
it shouldn't add it to damage, though. I thought.
Oh, sorry. Strength or?
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's adding it to the damage roll. Yeah, for some reason it's 1d8 plus 3.
Is it from the longsword?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, it's probably your strength bonus.
It's...
Yeah, it would be your strength plus your bonus from the +1.
So the
Do you
damage
get that? I
is.
thought it was just a.
Yeah. It's your strength. It's your strength plus the +1 because it's a +1 longsword. That's
Okay.
right.
I will sheath the launch sword and do a sacred flame on old mate here. So he needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Which one was it? The one to the north or the south?
The one to the northeast, sorry.
Okay. Dex save. Interesting. Fails.
Doesn't hit. And whoa, watch out.
Let that be a warning shot.
She like attempts to sort of like jump to the side, and it just kind of gets her like ankle and shoe like.
And yeah, I'll head my way there.
It'll be difficult terrain, just so you know, to go through there.
Oh, okay. So I'm back here.
So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, you're fine.
So
But
where are no.
3, 4, 5. You can go there. That's fine. Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, that would be 7 because you're moving two diagonals. But you can go 1 down from there. Sweet. I hope that's right. I can't think properly.
I don't want to block Glarosh.
Okay.
I'll go back to that one.
All right.
Just look at my little pattern.
It's like you've run over there and
Yeah.
This hooded woman is just kind of like, what is going on here? All right, Glarosh.
All right, time to charge at this woman. For no reason whatsoever, except she tried to shoot me with a damn arrow. So I'm gonna go here. I have 2 meter range from my halberd, so I'll hit her from here.
Okay.
Okay. I don't suppose that hits.
No, that misses. She just kind of jumps to the side again. Ha ha!
Alright, enough of the jumping to the side. And, yeah, I guess that's my turn then.
Okay, Ned.
Okay, so just quickly with the Eldritch Blast from Teddy last round, would a 15 have hit? Because it's actually +1 because of Rod of the Pact Keeper. So the 14 was actually a 15.
It was Ted doing it with Teddy, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I got a 14, but I didn't add the +1 from Rod of the Pact Keeper, so it was 15.
I think actually no.
Okay, that's all good then. So Ned is going to use his action to turn back invisible.
All right.
There we go. And is going to come and confuse this guy. Get in his face again.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. This lady looks a little bit more skilled in battle than some of her colleagues. She is going to sort of do like a dummy, like kind of like jump to the side and then to the other side as she kind of moves towards you. She's going to try to hit you with this scimitar. She's like swinging it around as well, like. She misses. She'll try again. How do you like block these skillful attacks?
I think Glarosh kind of just jumps to the side mockingly because she keeps doing it, and he just kind of catches the scimitar in his elbows a bit. In his kind of elbow a bit like that.
All right.
It's like,
just kind of toying with
try
her.
better than that.
She looks displeased. You can see her like kind of growl at you from under the hood. Vakos.
Yes, Vakos will like to move into that position, cast Vicious Mockery on Hot Shoe Shuffle there.
All right.
Vicious Mockery.
I think I was looking for some kind of like boxing terms, but I don't know boxing. I think a hot shoe shuffle works better than what I was going. Okay, wisdom save. Ooh, she's
nice.
Strong-willed.
Bonus action, Bardic Inspiration for Notch.
All right.
And turn.
What does that do again?
You can add a 1d6. Let me look.
Sweet.
Yep, it lasts for an hour.
That's my turn, is it? Sorry.
Yes. Has everyone been adding -2 to all of their attacks? I don't think so.
It does it automatically.
Oh, nice. I didn't even notice.
With the movement speed being reduced because of exhaustion, it's minus become 4.5. What is the point? How's that work?
I think it's technically supposed to be 5 because it's supposed to be 5.5 because it reduces by. It's supposed to be 5 foot per exhaustion.
I think that whatever upgrade that I just did has kind of messed with the movement.
So I should be able to go 5.
What are you usually?
You do half a meter less than normal.
Wait, from exhaustion you do half a meter less than normal.
Well,
wait, sorry. Hold on a second. Let me just work it out for a second. How quick do you usually move, Rob?
6 meters.
6 meters.
It's dropped me to. Well, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's
So
dropped
it
me
would
to
usually be
4.5.
30, and so exhaustion it would be -1.
So it would normally be 5 feet, so it should only be down by 1 meter.
Should be
so
just
I should
4.
go 5.
Sorry, 5. Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sweet. All right. He's going to go. That's 1, 2. Can I move through that barrel?
No, you can't move through the barrel.
Okay. Can I just go that
Unless
way
you
then?
smash the barrel. Yeah, you can go.
No, I went to
Okay.
that. I'll go that way. I'll finish what I was doing to this guy's kidneys
All right.
and give
you have
him
advantage.
1 with the short sword. I got advantage, do I?
Yep. Because he's being distracted by an invisible imp.
Okay, so advantage on that
Ooh,
All right, that
you
hits.
needed
as
it.
well. And then that will
Don't think I'm going to have to remove the help action.
damage plus the sneak attack. Is 6.
He goes down easily.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. I will. How many was that? It was 1, 2, 3 movement.
Yep.
Oh, I'll just go up here, and I'll just want to yell out to this lady. You're outnumbered. They're all dead. Drop your weapons and look menacing.
Give me an intimidation check.
Every time you say that, I regret not
And
giving
you
this
got
guy more
-2
charisma.
now.
Wait, can I use my bardic on this?
Yeah.
Do I have to say it beforehand, or can I do it afterwards?
I think it's... I forget how it works.
I'll just do it. Plus 1d6.
I think it might be...
Correct.
I think you do have to
It's
say it when you
1d6.
do it. Actually, I'm not sure. Do you have to say it when you do it, Angelo?
I'm not sure actually, and let me look into that one.
Okay.
Did that? I don't think that added the d6 properly, but it was a 19.
19 that worked.
plus a d6.
That
No,
worked.
it says.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
No, I rolled a 19.
Oh, it's because you've got -2 for...
Oh, did I get a 2 on the?
Oh, it must be the
D6.
-2 for the...
It's from
for the
exhaustion.
exhaustion.
Okay, so I rolled a 2 on the 6 and it cancelled out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 19 then.
Okay, sweet. All right. Teddy.
Sorry, if they might just me jumping in quickly, it says when the creature fails a D20 test, then you can roll the bardic. So you don't need.
Oh, so I shouldn't have been able to do it then?
Oh no, you can because you mentioned it. But I'm just saying you don't need to declare it before you roll.
Right. Okay.
Wait, but can you declare it before you roll?
Is it only on a fail?
I just
Actually,
how do you fail like a?
I remember
like a
there
check?
was something like this. Actually, I remember there was something like this, and it because it sort of requires you to know the outcome of the roll.
Mm.
But I didn't realize it was from Bardic. I thought it was from something else. Wait, hold on. Where is it on your sheet? Let me just have a look.
Features.
Features. It's always in features. I always go to inventory. Where are we? Oh, where Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, it's in the chat.
Yeah, when the creature fails a D20 test, the creature can roll the Bardic Inspiration die. I know the number. That's.
It's pretty OP. Yeah.
I mean, in this case, it was cancelled out by my exhaustion anyway. So
Yeah, lucky.
I don't think I like 2024 rules. All right. I'm not enjoying them so far. I don't know. All right. Did we do Teddy? No.
Okay, so Teddy is going to go. Did we establish that 4.5 meters of walking is 5 meters?
Should be 5 meters.
Round it up.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then if I go into this square here, do I have eye contact with the lady?
I understand why it's doing it now because it's like it's trying to because it doesn't realize that I use like a different method to convert from into the metric system. So it's just trying to do it as it would understand the conversion to be in a real conversion. Okay. Sorry, what was that question?
Can I see her?
Yes, you can see her from there.
Okay. I'm also going to do an intimidation. I'm going to use prestidigitation for my action to make kind of flames swirl around my staff, just a little effect, and kind of use that and say, stand down in Teddy's small but attemptedly intimidating voice.
All right.
So am I allowed to roll intimidation?
Yeah, give me intimidation. And because you're using prestidigitation, maybe you can roll with advantage.
Awesome.
I will say the thing, there's specifically a cantrip, like thaumaturgy, that helps you with intimidation checks, but yeah.
Does thaumaturgy specify that now?
It specifies it,
yeah. I hate that. Okay, 21. All right.
21.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Ivanna. Sorry.
I will move to like block her here.
Okay.
And I guess go for a grapple.
All right, you can do that. Okay, I wrote these rules down this time so that I can actually refer to them. You need a free hand, and you just make an unarmed strike, and basically it's your strength.
Yeah, so I have
so it's 8 plus your strength mod plus your proficiency. See, this is another thing. It's like you got to stop and go like, all right, you want to grapple me? Okay, so it's 8 plus what's your strength mod and what level are we? Oh, proficiency 2. Okay, so the DC is this. I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, there's crunchier systems.
Yeah.
Does Foundry just do it?
Oh, do you mean there are crunchier systems than this one? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's just not my thing.
I've got an unarmed strike. All it says is +4.
Oh, you don't need to do the unarmed strike. It's just basically I need to do what I need to do. I need 8 plus your strength mod So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So
Doesn't
DC
say
is
to
12.
damage, grapple, or shove.
Oh, it says like you need to, technically you're using an unarmed strike. But one of the things you can do as the unarmed strike is the grapple.
Oh, so the target must succeed on a strength or dexterity save.
Strength or dex. Yeah. So she will try to jump out of the way. Okay, so she manages to evade your grasp.
Okay.
So when I pressed unarmed strike before, there was an actual button option to make a grapple.
Okay.
Probably adds all that stuff for you.
I can see the
nice.
dex, but yeah, I do actually. Yeah, I have a grapple option. Yeah. And a shove.
All right.
Next time.
Okay, Glarosh.
All right, get out of the way. Let's let the big man handle this. Okay, and then I'm going to. I'll also just do a cheeky unarmed strike. I didn't put the unarmed strike on my sheet. I should have done that. I'll just quickly put that on there. Oh no, okay, it's not letting me do that right now. Just let me. Okay, so I'm doing a bit of.
I mean, it's true. I don't want to go so far as to say that I hate it. Maybe I just don't understand why they have made the change. Yeah. And I just personally find it a little bit. Yeah, I guess I just don't understand. I don't personally prefer the crunchiness. But yeah, there must be a reason for it.
It is. Yes, so it should be 8 plus my strength modifier plus my... That should actually... I don't know why it says 10, because hypothetically that's 3...
Wait, so what are you trying to do?
Yeah, I'm just going to grapple.
Grapple as well.
Hypothetically, that should just be 12. But I don't know why it says 10.
Okay, I'll just roll.
Is it from the exhaustion, the -2?
Yeah, but it shouldn't... But because it isn't a D20 test.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She manages to evade your grasp as well.
God damn it, this slippery ass woman.
All right.
I'd say we just kill her.
Ned.
That's just me.
Yeah, okay.
Give up.
Ned's going to fly all the way, maybe here for some flanking action. And Ned's still invisible, so Ned's action is going to be to help.
Okay. All right. On her turn, she will look at all of you. She looks at her dead allies across the room. She looks at this. She kind of like turns towards this like flapping sound. She is going to kind of like looking back and forth. She kind of like puts her hand up. She's like holding this maybe heavy crossbow. She like drops it on the ground. She like kind of lowers her weapon. She's like, all right. Hold your weapons. I surrender.
Smart move.
Yeah, damn right you surrender.
All right, so let's end combat. What do you want?
We just need to know what Brakior is.
Ah, fuck. He's downstairs.
Well, good. That's what we need to know.
What are you gonna do?
We're just gonna maybe tie him up, talk to him, something like that.
He owes us money. And while they're talking, can I just come up behind and just give her a quick pat down to check her other weapons?
All right, you can do that. She's got the scimitar, heavy crossbow, and maybe she has also 6 gold pieces on her in a small pouch. You don't find anything else. Maybe a dagger in her boot. If you want to add another dagger to your collection.
Yeah, I'll take the dagger. But as I find all that, I'm just chucking it on the ground. I'm not interested in taking it at this point. I just want to make sure she doesn't have any other weapons.
Yeah, nothing else.
But I will take a dagger. Then I can start throwing them.
What is Brakior planning to smuggle recently?
I don't know. I'm just protecting him. He told me to stay up here and not let anyone in. He
Well,
even said...
this is a stash house. No, do you have any idea what you might be stashing?
I do what I'm told.
What's your name?
My name is Brelu.
Notch carves the name Brelu into the handle of the dagger he just took.
While they're interrogating her, can I go over to a crate and try and pry it open with my crowbar?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. Just to see what they're stashed in here.
You find that the box is empty.
Well, it looks like they haven't gotten the opportunity to actually stash anything here yet. Except for Brakior downstairs.
What's
You're not gonna attack him, are you?
Look, no, we're just gonna. Like we said, I think we're just gonna tie him up and talk to him.
Can't get paid by a dead man. And then I'm gonna just move this way, and I want to go have a look at this other door while they're talking.
She's like, she kind of like looks back and forth between you all. She's like, fuck it. Brakior! Brakior!
Damn it. Knock her out.
Do you knock her out?
Yeah, I go to punch her in the head if I can.
Yeah, I'll just say you can do that.
You can do non-lethal with your weapon as well.
Yeah.
Like you could use the haft of your halberd or something to give her a solid.
Yeah, you can do that. She's like crying out. You can just hit her in the side of the head. She goes down.
Vindaros cradles her fall to the ground and then drops a knee to her gut.
What after? Wait, did you say Vindaros?
Oh, sorry, I mean Vakos.
Wait, so after she's passed out on the ground?
Yeah, like he goes to get, like he's not going to let her drop to the floor. Like,
oh,
collapse.
I thought you meant that you just knee her in the stomach after she falls to the ground.
Yeah, so he'll cradle her to the ground. As he's cradling to the ground, just like lay a knee to her.
Oh,
That's unnecessary, even for me.
Varrik calls out, search the bodies, grab the weapons, and then using my tremor sense, which lasts 10 minutes, do I detect anything the other side of this door or within sort of 12 meters of me?
You don't think there's... You feel like there's something below you, but nothing immediately ahead of you. You're able to open the door. You just see this small room with this torch still burning. There's a chair there and there's some stairs leading downwards.
How many detections am I getting downstairs?
Does it say that you should always know exactly how many there are?
Well, it says pinpoint. Hang on, I'll bring the thing up. Where did it go?
Oh yeah, I'll post it. Tremor sense.
Detect and pinpoint the origin of vibrations.
You think there's maybe like a few in the more than like probably more than 2 individuals downstairs.
Okay, he just sort of calls out basement. There's at least 2 of them.
Well,
do we have time to loot these bodies?
There's always time to loot bodies, buddy.
Well, we don't know if there's some kind of secret passage or something down there. Some kind of quick exit.
No, that's true. Well, they wouldn't have had time to build that in a month.
Who knows? Maybe
I'm
it's already in the listing.
I'm going to be crossbow up, just pointed at these stairs.
Okay.
So if you guys are searching, search. Otherwise,
Yeah, Ned might join you at the door, I think.
Definitely.
So what do you search for?
Looting these bodies, and if we're looking for something in particular, keys. If there's more doors.
Okay, you find. Give me a perception check.
Yeah. Is anyone else looting as well?
that other stuff that I grabbed before, I just threw on the ground next to her, so you can just grab it.
I'll add the 6 gold.
I think it was a scimitar and a heavy crossbow.
You don't really find anything else.
I'm looking for I guess a hatch. Like, see if there's anything, another access point into the basement.
How do you do that exactly?
I'll look around the crates, shuffle around, sort of thing.
Okay, give me a perception check. Ooh, okay. As you're looking for this hatch, you don't find a hatch, but because you're sort of moving the boxes around, a couple of them rattle, and you realize that although most of these boxes are empty, there seem to be a few random things in a couple of them, and you're able to recover some of these things. You find in total 18 gold pieces, a carved bone statuette that you think is probably relatively valuable. Well, I'll say just because we're kind of doing a mini campaign, you think it's worth 10 gold pieces. And you also find a malachite gemstone worth 10 gold pieces and a potion of healing.
Okay.
Pretty good.
I give the potion to sorry, I never know your name. Glarosh, yep.
Another potion to the pile.
I know how thirsty you get.
I already have 3, but I need more.
Okay, you already got 3. Wow, okay.
That was just a potion of healing?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Yep.
And I just show everyone the loot so they know that it's there. I'm not trying to hide it. I'm sorry, how much gold was it?
So 18 gold pieces. And these 2 things.
Oh, thanks.
Varrik calls back to Vakos and Ivanna. If you've got any rope, quickly tie her up. She's still unconscious, right? We didn't kill her?
Yeah, maybe she actually sort of like woke up a bit after she copped a knee in the stomach. She's like, yeah, you can tie her up.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, we moving?
Yeah,
Let's go.
Everybody stack up on the door.
Maybe let me take the lead?
Yeah. Nursing a spear wound, Varrik steps back and lets you take the lead.
All right. So. Where am I? Sorry, hold on.
It was a good little assault team. We nailed that.
Still fully stocked in spells.
All right, you follow these stairs into the basement, and there is another door down there. You can sort of carefully prepare yourselves around the door, and when you're all ready, you swing the door open. And inside, you see this small room. It's just kind of like some kind of meeting room or something like that. Just this like stone basement, and you see Brakior immediately. He's like at the other end of this table, and he doesn't appear to have heard the shout of his agent upstairs. What did I say her name was? Brelu.
Brelu, yep.
And
cut up to my dagger.
And he is sitting there at this table, engaged in conversation with Andelka, and with an exceptionally enormous Goliath. This Goliath immediately stands to his feet. He's bigger than most Goliaths. He's like 9 feet tall. He's got grey skin with tapering black stripes, and he's bald, as with all of them. or most of them. He's got glowing, bright blue eyes. And as you kind of swing open the door, he just cries out, "Intruders! Get back, boss! I can take them!" And he kind of begins drawing this like big battle axe. And Brakior is like, "Wait, no!" He kind of like stands up from the table as well as like Andelka kind of like looks over. He's like, "Wait, Teeth Grinder, stand down." He's like, It is all of you again. What are you doing here? Were you sent by my brother?"
We've come to collect the pay you owe us.
"I see. Is that all?"
To start, 20 gold each, I believe, was the fee.
Teeth Grinder kind of like steps forward again. "I can take him, boss."
I kind of step up to him and was like, "Well, I reckon I can take you."
The 5 upstairs couldn't, big man.
Brakior's like, "No, it's okay, they're right. They did protect me as I employed them to do. I will absolutely pay you the 20 gold pieces each. And I don't happen to have it on me right now, but I will absolutely pay it to you. Is that all you want?" I expected that I thought my brother had gotten you all captive. Teeth Grinder here actually captured me on my way out.
Well, your brother did take us captive, and he kind of mentioned that he'd like to, have you brought back to face justice or whatever. And he offered us some money to do such a thing, but I think a little explanation might be in mind. But I also wouldn't mind the money if you just want to pay what he would owe us, but whatever.
I couldn't believe it was 50 gold pieces each as well.
Yes, 50, yes.
Give me a deception check. You can roll with advantage.
Okay.
Oh, 50, yeah.
Vakos.
Oh. Yeah, okay. You got this, Vakos. Oh no!
You're kidding me.
He says, "Wow, that is certainly a lot. Interesting." He says, "Listen, my brother is completely wrong. I am innocent of my father's murder. In fact, I am even more convinced than I was before that it is Hakdar that committed the crime. But if you'll permit me to explain a little bit further, I believe that Hakdar is actually under some kind of enchantment." And Andelka's like, "Yes, when I was at the funeral, I detected powerful enchantment magic around Hakdar." And Teeth Grinder's kind of like settling down a little bit. He kind of steps back from Glarosh, kind of like looks you up and down, kind of assessing who could take who. He kind of like steps back a bit cautiously. He says, "Yeah, it is true, I can agree. I can attest as well." He says, "What Brakior says is true. When he escaped the meat hall, I actually was working for Hakdar and I was supposed to capture anyone that left. But Hakdar has been behaving very strangely. He's been forgetting who people were, recalling events that never happened, becoming angry for no reason. When Brakior explained what was happening, I agreed to come with him to Bryn Shander."
Who do you think's behind this enchantment on Hector?
Brakior says, "I really don't know. We can't say."
Well, you don't have competitors in the mead business or whatever it is you all do?
Perhaps, but nobody comes to mind that could cast such a spell. And Teeth Grinder is like, "It might have something to do with that undead activity. I think it is necromancy." And Brakior's like, "Now, Teeth Grinder, I don't know about that. I feel like that might just be some superstition." But Andelka's like, I don't know. I feel that a darkness creeps across the land. Perhaps the taint of necromancy.
We have heard such rumors everywhere we've traveled up here so far. I think Teeth Grinder is onto something. He's clearly the brains of this operation.
He kind of gets a little bit excited when you say that. He's like, yeah, get this. Haktar kept saying that only 10% of the fortune was supposed to go to Brakior, but it's not true. I was in the room when they were given the wheel, and it is 50-50. Even though Mikael was always mean to Brakior. I don't know, maybe he felt guilty or something, but I definitely saw it. And then Haktar kept walking around saying it was 10%. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense because he knew that I saw it, so maybe he was lying, but I think something is up with his head.
So, since you were in the room and close quarters with Hector, was there any possession that he treasured more so, that he didn't want to leave his sight?
Possession? What kind of possession?
An amulet, a necklace, probably something that could be the conduit of this enchantment.
I didn't see anything like that, no.
Did he do anything unusual leading up to the change in, his demeanor?
To be honest, he was behaving quite strangely for a while. For example, he said there was a second assassin, but I don't even think that assassin existed. None of Haktar's other warriors even saw such a person. He was claiming that he was there and he killed him, and then his body got up and walked out of the place, but I never even saw him.
Well,
I would know that you're not all enchanted.
And Delka says, as far as I know, at least as far as my power reaches, I can at least say that I don't feel that we are under an enchantment, but it is true, it is difficult to know just how powerful this magic could be.
And Delta, you certainly seem magically inclined. If you were to hire our services once more for the right price, we would be happy to investigate potential sources of this necromancy for you.
Brakior says, it just so happens that I was just thinking much the same thing. You say Haktar was offering to pay you gold?
100 gold pieces each.
100 gold pieces? I found it dubious even to believe 50.
Oh.
He says, well, listen, let me tell you what you think of. I'm thinking of a little counter-offer. You could say a counter-offer. I would be willing to pay you... Okay, you say 50, I would be willing to pay you 60 gold pieces each. If you would do a task for me.
And now we're talking.
Let me make a counter-offer to your counter-offer.
Wait, do you mean a counter-offer?
You better believe it.
Okay, let me hear
Here's
it.
how I see this. You offered 20 gold to protect you. We did that. There you sit, hale and hearty, not captured by your brother. You pay us that first. We told your brother we would do nothing other than bring you back. We take you back, he pays us what he owes us. We will then protect you while we're there until this all gets sorted out between you and your brother.
I cannot risk getting captured by my brother, who is clearly under a powerful enchantment. Look, if you're just worried about gold, I can pay you the 60 gold pieces up front. And look, I will even give you an additional 20 gold. I will give you an additional 20 gold pieces each on the completion of your task.
Well, you still owe us 20 from before.
Oh, the 20 is included in the 60.
No. The 20 is for a job already done.
Look, for a man so uncharismatic, you shouldn't be trying to negotiate so
There's this right in front of me.
I'm really regretting this build.
if you don't want to do a job for 60 gold pieces up front and an additional 20 gold pieces afterwards, I mean, that's a small fortune. That's each of you.
Look, how about 60 up front and then 40 after? If we die, if any of us die, that's money off you don't have to worry about.
Wait, what do you want?
60 up front, 40 after, and then a nice even 100.
All right, fine, that's fine. Whatever, 60 plus 40.
You've got to remember as well, we come from a geotechnical consultancy background, and we already make a...
Grab him by the head, shake him.
we don't need your money. We do.
Okay, that's fine.
All right,
okay, you have a deal.
Done deal.
What is it that you want before it's a done deal?
Oh, fair point.
Well, here's the thing. Andelka believes that she may be able to remove this enchantment, but she fears interference. So she's going to prepare a ritual. What was the ritual, grandmother? A ritual of forbiddance. It'll prevent unwanted entities from entering the area magically, including the undead, if it does have something to do with necromancy.
Does this seem like a legitimate spell? Like ritual?
Yeah, give me a religion check.
Is it Lathander approved?
Because isn't Ivanna part of
Yeah,
that
I'll just say that yes, you've heard of this ritual.
temple? Yeah.
Yeah.
Religion.
I'll just say you've heard of it. That's fine. You don't need to make a check.
But I wanna.
Okay, you can make a check.
Really bad. No, it's not.
Yeah, you've heard. It rings a bell.
I get the -2 for some reason. So, I don't know what's happening there.
And this ritual will not have any untoward effects on infernal summons, would it?
It should allow me to control who is able to enter the area and who cannot.
Great.
You could just have him sit outside or something. Just take him out back.
Oh, okay, Glor. You tell Ned to sit outside. See how that goes.
I'll pick him up and I'll take him, kick his ass outside myself.
Well, if you can find him.
Fair point. I put my hand out to try and find him.
Yeah. Ned just pinches his nose.
Ah!
So how do you see this working, Brakior?
Where's this ritual taking place?
Well, we were thinking that, I have access to an AMMC building in East Haven where we can do it safely. But the only problem is we're going to have to get Hakdar somehow, and, well, look, there have already been enough deaths of family employees throughout the course of this whole confusion. So, here's the thing. I would like to propose that you kidnap Hakdar. But you're gonna have to do it carefully. If you do it while he's with his guards, there is sure to be a conflict, and we don't want anyone getting harmed. So it seems to me there's only one place that you will be able to do it, and that will be at the estate. In the evening. If you can get into the estate and capture Hakdar without harming anyone, and bring him to East Haven, then Andelka should be able to remove the curse.
Subtle's my middle name.
How do you propose we maintain Hakdar's trust? Because currently we're technically under his employ, and he has a certain level of faith in us. But if we return to him without yourself, I wonder if he'll be suspicious.
What's at East Haven? Why there?
because I own a building there, an AMMC building, I feel that would be a good place to do this ritual. It would, nobody knows that I have that building. It's, only known to me. I suppose it's technically not even really an AMMC building, it's just Brakior's building.
Why don't we just grab a guy off the street and put a bag on his head and we just say it's him?
What? Then, I mean, I will immediately... Why would you propose that to me? That's absurd.
No. I mean to your brother. We go to his estate and we say that and we get in.
Yeah, it might just be easy to say we failed our mission.
Oh, do you mean...
we couldn't find him.
You mean you pretend that you have me captive and you try to...
Yeah, so we use that to get in.
Listen, you seem like some very effective warriors, spellcasters, and perhaps geological scientists. I'll leave the specifics to you. But I would like to send Teethgrinder with you. Yeah, I will go to ensure that there is no violence done.
Yeah, that seems like his specialty. Absolutely.
That guy.
He winks at you.
Is that necessary?
I would prefer that you take Teethgrinder with you, yes, if you're going to accept this task.
Can I check if there's an ulterior motive to bringing Teethgrinder?
How would you discern if there's an ulterior motive?
In just terms of like insight and just checking if there's some kind of I don't know, like if his tone is readable.
He thinks we need a babysitter, Teddy.
I don't need a babysitter.
So you want to see if there's anything about his yeah, you can give me an insight check.
Sure.
He seems pretty stoic as usual. You don't detect anything in particular. He looks concerned. The situation is very serious. That's all you can really tell.
Vakos might also mention to Brakior that we're staying at the inn with the tab that needs to be covered, if you can look after that as well.
Wait, you didn't already pay for the inn? You would have had to already pay.
Oh no, I'm sure we're going to need supplies heading out. Might stay there an extra night.
He's like, okay, yes, I can look into that for you. Which inn is it?
The North...
Isn't there only one inn in the show?
Yeah. Northlook Inn.
The Northlook Inn? Okay, you can have an inspiration for remembering the Northlook Inn.
I'm like, I know it's North something.
I mean, I could have pulled up the list, but I don't think Glarosh remembered the names.
Okay, I will cover that for you.
Well, I'm happy to move forward if the rest of my party is.
Not without my 60 gold.
Yeah, he will. I will send Teethgrinder to get your gold if you don't mind waiting here for a moment.
Yeah, we'll all wait here. Have a nice little chat while we wait for our money.
Okay, boss, I'll be right back. Are you sure it is okay? I can still take them. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Varrik's just leaning against like the door frame, just picking his nails with what was the name? Brelu's dagger.
Do you want him to see that?
It's just casually just there picking. He's just like, yeah, we'll stay here till we get our money. He's not trying to be threatening.
Maybe after he leaves, though, he will come like running back down the stairs. He's like, boss, they've killed many of our men. And did you end up... I can't even remember if you ended up killing Brelu.
No, we tied her up.
Tied her up. Okay. Boss, they've killed many of our men. I think Brelu is okay, but the rest of them are dead.
Well, you know we mean business.
Maybe they weren't worthy to be in your service.
And Delka's just like, oh, dear. Brakior's like, oh my god.
You don't have to pay them now.
He's like, oh, these are difficult times as well, and you're fleecing me for all this extra gold. It's like, I realize there's been a big misunderstanding here, but he's like, okay. Look, just as long as please, he's like, Teeth Grinder, it's okay, you can go get that gold. Like, are you sure? Are you sure, boss? It's like, yeah, it's okay. This is all a big misunderstanding. You can definitely ride with them and make sure that they don't hurt anyone else. So Teeth Grinder, like, heads out again. And while you're waiting, you can ask Andelka and Brakior anything else.
Yeah, definitely. I would like to ask about the manor, since they're familiar with it in the estate. Do they have any access points that they'll use in case of an escape, or concealed entrances to the manor that could be beneficial?
He says, no, nothing quite like that. There's a front door, a back door, there's a big stone wall going right the way around.
And what room would Hector's reside in?
Hector will be upstairs in the bedrooms.
Okay.
On the second level. The stairs are by the front entryway.
Is there a way to get in undetected? Like any other way to get there that... What would be the best way to get there? Let's put it that way.
I've never had to think about breaking into my house before. I suppose through a window or something like that. When I was very young, I would sneak out of a window. Go and play in the streets.
Is there any servant access?
The servants would usually go in through the back, near the kitchen. There's only really those two main doors, and there will for sure be guards on duty.
How many?
I couldn't tell you. It depends what Hector's doing with the place. I don't know, he might have increased the watch significantly.
Does the enchantment seem familiar? Like it would be a charm person, like being an elf. I might know a bit about charms. Does it seem like that's likely, or that's not, strong enough to have this ongoing effect that's been happening for a while?
An ongoing effect. So what do you know about it? It's an ongoing effect that has caused Hector to he's either lying or he's hallucinating. So he could be being controlled, or he could be being sort of manipulated, or he's been changed, or he's been possessed, or it's very hard for you to narrow it down. I don't think you have enough. Andelka said she thinks it's like enchantment energy. They're worried that it has something to do with necromancy. You can... I don't think you can tell from that. I think it's too broad.
Not a spell I would, know of.
I mean, it's just too hard for you to know. You don't know the specific effects of it, so I think it's not enough to go on.
But Andelka does.
I just detected some strange enchantment magic around him, and I don't know, I feel do you also not get a sense of some kind of necromantic presence hanging over these lands?
I need to, cast a spell to determine that. I don't get an innate sense. Unfortunately. Not like you.
Fair enough.
Would the trade of Nightshade perhaps be involved in necromantic affairs?
Why Nightshade? Do you mean Midnight Tears?
Sorry, I might have...
Tears.
Sorry. Midnight Tears.
Brakior says, oh, yeah, look, the Midnight Tears. About that, I admit that a vial of Midnight Tears was stolen from a caravan a little over a month ago. I did know about it. I didn't want to say it before because it was family business. I was concerned that if I accused Haktar without being certain, that it could lead to him committing violence in defense of his honor, even in the absence of his guilt. So that was why I withheld that information from you before. And Delka says... Go ahead.
He said that the guy who was holding the tears was your man.
Jorgen,
whose dagger I also have. I pull it out.
It is true that I did actually hire Jorgen. I met him in Fireshare. But he came to work closely with Haktar, not with me. And before, maybe Teethgrinder actually returns at this point. And he kind of overhears that you're talking about Jorgen. He puts down this like sack of gold on the table. He says, yeah, Jorgen. Yeah, Jorgen. Yeah, that guy. He says, before the conflict at the mead hall, I actually spoke to some of Haktar's warriors and none of them were involved in Jorgen's death. Even though Haktar said that they apparently tracked him down and killed him. Nobody even knew what he was talking about. So we have no idea who killed Jorgen. But I can corroborate. I don't know if he says the word corroborate. He like knows a word. He's like, I can corroborate. Yeah, I can corroborate that in fact he did work for Haktar.
Can you tell us anything about the manor? How many guards? What's their rotation? When do they change? What's the best way in?
I don't know. I left when Brakior did, so it might have changed. Maybe you can go in the back way. Or I'm not sure how you get in. You could sneak in through a window, maybe.
What was the name of the other Goliath again?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. What can you tell us about Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy's okay. Me and him get along.
I'm a cool dude.
Are there many Goliaths in this town?
There are a few. But me and Jimmy mostly work for Mikhail until he died. Then we work for Haktar, but yeah, I have defected. But I would like to convince Jimmy to also... Well, hopefully if you can do this job, then we'll be on the same side again.
Is there anything we could say to Jimmy to convince him to... Do you have any insider information as to what would get Jimmy to switch sides?
Good question.
Yeah, just tell him that I am over here with Brakior, and he should believe us, because we speak the truth. And he probably also know there is something wrong with Haktar.
But even if he doesn't want to admit it, he knows.
It's pretty obvious. Haktar is behaving very strangely.
Yeah. See, I actually knew. I was pretty confident this whole time, but it's good to hear my theory that I didn't hear confirmed.
Is the gold all there?
The gold is all there.
All right,
I think there's one extra gold piece, like an accidental extra.
Give everyone 60 gold.
All right.
What time is it by now?
Now it is probably about 4 in the afternoon.
And
yep.
Sorry. No, you go.
Well, you go. I was going.
Do we want to head back to the tavern, seeing as we've already paid it, and then arrange to meet Teeth Grinder somewhere in the morning?
Well, we could just come to the tavern.
Well, yeah, but we might want to have a chat without him around.
Or maybe at the stables.
Chat
We
at
can
the
pick up
tavern.
He's willing to meet you at the stables. You can
Yeah, we'll
head
just
back
meet
to
at the
tavern.
stables in the morning.
All right.
Anyone got any more questions?
No.
No.
How long did it take us to get from Goodmead to here?
Was
I
that
think
3
it
hours?
was,
Mostly?
yeah, like 3 hours, I think.
So it's basically a day. Like this whole activity's been sort of inside the same day.
Yes.
Okay. Is everyone done? No one's got any questions? As we walk out, so Varrik flips his 2 daggers, Jorgen's and Brelu's, and puts them back in his belt, and he backs out the door, just looking at Brakior, and he says, "Remember, we found you in less than a day."
He nods.
Yeah, not the best starting spot, but you know, I didn't want to be a dick about it like him.
He walked out saying that, wishing he had more charisma.
All right. Well, seeing as we're nearly at the time of the session, we'll say that you can head back to the Northlook, and you can take a long rest there, so you all can get rid of your exhaustion, and we'll pick it up next week.
Are you happy? I don't think I really need anything, but now that we've got some money, is there anything in town that we could get supplies for? And is there any way that you want us to just do that to speed it up and not have to do?
Yeah, I'm now thinking that this is going to take at this rate way longer than I expected, because we're like only like a third through the first adventure.
You designed this for a one shot?
Yeah, well, it's yeah. But so
I think 1, maybe 2 combats, and you kind of, you know,
yeah,
for a one shot.
yeah, true. Thanks.
I'm digging it though, man. It's good. I like
Thanks,
it.
man.
Yeah.
I'm happy to keep playing.
I'm
Got
happy
a
to keep going.
counter offer.
Yeah, I might have a think about trying to speed it up a little bit. I think maybe we run it a bit more like a one shot, because it wasn't my intention that we spend like months doing this, and we're definitely running it campaign style. So I might actually from here probably narrate through some of it. But yeah, maybe because of that, if you want to buy a couple of things, maybe just have a look in the you can buy anything mundane, basically.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
just
think we're gonna need some more rope, some climbing stuff to get into this window. That
Yeah, I'm thinking sort of that sort of stuff. If anyone needs some supplies or has some ideas. So you're happy for us to just do that in prep for next session and
send it through to me, like just
okay.
just in
Yep.
case. And yeah,
I
but
don't
otherwise
have
should be
anything
fine.
in mind at the moment. I'm just thinking I've got money.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
buy
just-
some manacles for him.
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
just send me a list of whatever you want to buy, and we'll say that you can take a long rest, and you because you have to target Haktar during the evening, basically, when he's kind of not being like accompanied through the street by all these bodyguards and things. We'll start it off like tomorrow evening, sort of thing. So you can kind of have like a day to sort of go and like buy any gear that you want to buy and anything like that.
Okay. So next session will start in the evening. So you want us to just give you this is what I've done to prep?
Yeah, just let me
Sweet.
know. Just let me know.
Yeah,
And
cool.
I'll say if it's like anything that I think doesn't work.
Easy.
Cool. Is there a level change possibly?
Yeah.
Or was this all designed for level 1? Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there's not, we go back and XP grind on Teeth Grinder.
Go to every site beforehand.
The only thing is, if we're gonna have to speed it up. I'm gonna have to start running it more like a one shot, I think. So yeah, everyone can take a level. Fuck it, level up to 2. And yeah, starting next episode, I think I'm just gonna narrate through a lot of it. So like, we won't be able to do as many kind of like talking to thieves and going and finding like. I mean, I love doing that shit. If we were running a campaign, we could do that. We could spend all week doing that. But like, yeah.
If I've got like other little ideas like that, I'm happy to just go, this is what I want to do, and you just give me a result if you're happy with that to make it a bit quicker. Yeah, I struggle with it because I want to be a good GM, so I want to like kind of I want to explore it and whatnot. I might have to. Sorry, dude. I might have to just kind of like give you the result a little bit and just sort of I'll try and think of as much of it as I can before next week and put it in a thing through here to say I want to do this and this. Okay. You can be prepped and ready. I can't think of anything at the moment, but I guarantee I will. Sweet. Yeah, no, like I said, like I love playing that way, but I struggle to find a good balance between like fast or slow. And at this rate, like with 3 of them, and I was going to do like a sort of a finale, it'll take us like months. yeah. It's cool. It's the first time I played a rogue, and I'm actually really digging it. It's fun. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I like the edgy rogue.
I was playing very blunt and like to the point, and it's also as kind of a meta thing to kind of push it forward a bit. So yeah. Sweet.
All right. Thanks everyone. Enjoy your week. I'll see you in the next one. I'll be in touch.
Thanks guys.
Thank you.
That was good.
Yeah.
See you later.